Hi, I'm Tom Spoors, and my favourite film of 2021 is the Eternals post-credit scene with Harry Styles.
And I'm Aaron Murray, and my favourite film of the year is Dear Evan Hansen.
Watch the one musical theatre fan out there who loves that movie be like, hell yes, finally some representation.
Finally, I have a fan. The one Dear Evan Hansen stan. He has a picture of what's that guy's name? Oliver Platt. Oliver, is it? No.
Ben Platt.
Ben Platt. Isn't Oliver Platt like the old guy? You know what? He could have been Evan Hansen.
But I mean, to be fair, I thought that would have changed the movie much.
Yeah.
Considering Ben Platt looks like he's about 70.
It looks like he's due for the retirement home, but he's like playing a high school student.
It's the hair. Honest to God,
yeah.
You kept Ben Platt looking the exact same, and I would have probably like come closer to believing it.
No, honestly, like it is the hair.
It's the
Why
hair.
did they give him that weird curly hair?
I have no idea.
His hair looked fine in like the Broadway show. It just like was regular bog standard hair.
Because popularity means if you have curly hair, you are less of a person. I don't know.
It's like being short.
Yes.
if you're under 6 foot, you're barely human.
They should just put everyone else on stilts.
Everyone in Dear Evan Hansen is just on stilts.
It's such a... Oh, anyway, that's not what we're here. We're not here to talk about Dear Evan Hansen.
No,
we're here
not.
to talk about some actually good movies.
Dear Evan Hansen isn't okay. No.
Best films of 2021.
Yeah, it was a. What did you think of 2021?
I thought it was a good year. I don't know if it's just because I saw a lot of films this year.
Yeah.
This is definitely the year. This is the year I've seen the most films from. And
yeah.
I went out of my way to make sure I was watching good films. So I don't know whether or not, because of that, I think this is a good year for cinema.
I would say it was a good year.
Yeah.
A good year. Better than 2020.
Oh, absolutely.
Although, admittedly, 2020 was like the world just paused.
That's the thing is, saying that 2020 was a bad year for cinema is like getting like a row of racers, of like sprinters,
yeah,
whacking one in the knee and then going, why the fuck isn't he racing better? When
all the cinemas had to close because
exactly.
Of what?
And no films came out.
Absolutely nothing.
Literally nothing came out.
Well, some films did.
Oh.
Tenet. Tenet did. Tenet came out.
Remember when Tenet came out, Christopher Nolan said, no, everyone, you may be in a pandemic, but go to cinemas.
Every like new showing of Tenet, you walk in and it's just a screening full of like dead bodies from COVID because everyone risked the disease to go and see it, and Christopher Nolan's like, oh, finally.
I still can't get past that. How Christopher Nolan, the balls on that man to make a film that requires multiple viewings to be understood, and is a cinema experience.
Honestly, no, that is like I respect him for that, because there's something so funny about someone making a film like that, like for a time like that,
and then releasing it in a global pandemic.
Yeah, knowing it's a pandemic as well, and basically saying, I don't give a fuck. Go and see it, you dickheads. Like,
don't just go and see it once. Go and see it twice, 3 times. Get the most out of Tenet.
Like, it genuinely, you know, that film is mid. I'm sorry. Tenet's mid. It's not that good.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, wow, I'm like risking my life for this. Like, I was thinking like, wow, I could just like die in the screener right now.
Speaking of films that are worth dying for.
2021.
2021. I think it was a good year, or like all things considered.
Yeah, like it started off a bit weak, but it got better.
Yeah,
as well.
the December was stacked.
Yeah, it was one of them. Like it kind of when it started, it was really quiet.
Yeah,
like I'd say like the first like 6 months, maybe like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah,
I'd say maybe like was really quiet, and then it like heated up a bit. With like Mortal Kombat and like Godzilla vs Kong and those kind of films coming out. And then it eventually just blew up, I think, from like September, October onwards.
Oh, absolutely.
And, like, it was just like a new thing every week.
I think probably, if I was to compare this year to even possibly 2020, there's less films I'm super passionate about. But the ones I am super passionate about, I'm more passionate about.
Yeah, like, I found myself with a lot of films that I was excited for, I was like, I didn't love as much as I was expecting to.
Yes.
But then a lot of films that I wasn't expecting to love, I actually did.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like a weird year where like those, and I kind of like years like that,
Mm.
where it's like, because obviously like, there's a lot of films I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot, like there's always like, oh, this looks good, or this looks good. I'm like, I mean, because there was a few like, you know, when I watched it, I'm like, yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, Power of the Dog.
Power of the Dog. Yeah.
Which I was like, I liked it.
This man's throwing some slander on.
I liked it. I liked it. I just didn't.
Power of the Dog. Great film.
I was expecting it to be a masterpiece. I was like, yeah, it was fine.
It's definitely. I think it's very good, which is why I'm giving it an honorable mention. Transition.
Oh. Yeah. Honorable mentions is what we're starting off with.
Yeah, we have like how many honorable? 5? Do you have 5 honorable?
I
mentions?
have 5.
I have 5 honorable mentions.
Let's go through your honorable mentions first.
All right. We're just going to kind of briefly talk about these. Like,
yeah. Just run these through.
So, Power of the Dog is obviously one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Power of the Dog was... I mean, I'm a sucker for Westerns.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Power of the Dog was a really good... Like, it's obviously super slow. I do not recommend this film to anyone. But
yeah.
I think if you like slow-paced Westerns about toxic masculinity, then you know what? This probably is the film for you.
I think for me, I kind of wish I watched it in a cinema.
Yes.
It was really because I ended up watching it at home on Netflix. I was like, I liked it, but I think I would have loved it more if I actually was in a cinema.
No, yeah, like exactly.
Like, I was fully immersed.
I think it's the kind of film that's quite easy to get distracted watching.
But I did. Like,
Exactly.
I admittedly was getting distracted, whereas I feel like in the cinema, like, I probably would have been like, yeah.
It's a mood film. It's very much a mood film.
Yeah.
And Benedict Cumberbatch is fantastic, though.
Oh, yeah. No,
fantastic.
yeah. That's the thing. Like, I watched it, I was like, honestly, like, a lot of it is very good.
Yeah,
like, the acting is really good. The writing, like, it's a very, very, very good film.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. I think, like, I was just expecting it to be, like, a 5 out of 5 masterpiece.
No, absolutely.
Like, what is it? It wasn't. It was, like, it was a good film. Which I'll take that. Yeah, I'm happy to take that.
I think it's... I really like it. I definitely can get, like, people, like, not having a complete 100% reaction to it.
Yeah.
Even I'm still like this. I don't think it's as engaging as I wanted it to be.
It's definitely a little bit too long.
Yes.
I think you probably could trim a little bit out of it.
Yeah.
Possibly.
And speaking of too long, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, 4 hours long.
Honest to God, wish it was slightly longer.
You know what? Don't Look Up felt longer.
It did. But Zack Snyder's Justice League is my superhero pick of the year. I love Batman v Superman. I think Batman v Superman's a masterpiece. I think Man of Steel is a masterpiece. I think Zack Snyder's Justice League is a bit worse than both of them. But I think it's probably because it's 4 hours long, and it has the Flash. I will fully admit that the Flash in it is quite irritating. Yeah,
like, I haven't seen either versions of Justice League. I haven't seen the Joss one.
We're going to watch a 4-hour film together.
Because the problem is like, I do like Zack Snyder. I love Watchmen.
Yeah.
Like, Watchmen is fantastic. Man of Steel, I think, has good ideas. But I think, fine. I think the problem with Man of Steel was I really like a lot of it, but then I don't like the third act.
That's fair. No, I can.
It's a similar problem. It's a similar problem with Batman v Superman for me.
I definitely get people not liking it, like not liking those films. Like Zack Snyder is a very unique style.
Like don't get me wrong. Like, I would happily watch more Zack Snyder DC movies.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if I have the energy to watch a 4-hour one right now. As much as I, definitely want to watch it at some point.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they put that in the cinema.
Yes, same.
I would have loved if they put that in IMAX, say, for like a special show, and even if there was like an intermission.
Would have been incredible.
Yeah, I honestly, because I was kind of hoping that that's what they were going to do, and that's why I kind of saved myself from watching it. Yeah. I was like, if they done that, and I still think they might at some point, somewhere down the line, even if they put like an intermission in the middle of it.
Yes.
I would love to watch that in IMAX.
No, absolutely.
Like, force myself to watch it rather than like watching on a TV on a telly.
No, yeah, completely. Like, Zack Snyder is doing things in the superhero genre that no one else is doing.
Yeah, and I do respect him for that.
Yeah, and he's taking like big dick swings.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Zack Snyder's Justice League is not only filmed in a different aspect ratio.
I know, it's filmed.
For some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it is. And not only is it 4 hours long, but everything about it feels different to like a Marvel film. And it just works. He gets these... I know people have said he doesn't get the characters. I completely disagree. I think he gets the characters. I think he's just trying to put his own unique interpretation on them.
And you know what? Honestly, I think that is better.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of... Like, even though I didn't love, like, Man of Steel, I really liked what he did with Superman.
Exactly.
Like, in terms of... I really like the fact of, like, Superman... Because Superman's one of those characters, but I think he's a bit boring.
No,
Superman,
yeah, I agree.
Because he's so powerful.
Yeah.
Whereas the best, like, Superman stories typically are, like, when he's, like, weak.
Exactly,
or when he's, like, not perfect.
See, that's what the films are about. It's about Superman... It's about the perspective of Superman being too powerful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally about, like, what if this, you know, obviously this perfect, unstoppable being came into the world? Like, I mean, I guess you could see it as an allegory for a country having all the nuclear missiles.
Yeah.
What do we do in that situation?
Yeah.
We take them to court and we throw a genetic evil alien at them.
Throw a man at it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, what do you do in that situation? That's what I think at least that's how I see these films, is that it's an allegory for a situation like that. And I think it, honest to God, nails it. Like, don't be wrong, Zack Snyder's writing is clunky. The writing in the films are clunky.
that's always his flaw.
Yeah.
It's the writing, because it's, you know, obviously like the Martha thing in Batman v Superman.
See, I love that. I really love the Martha thing.
It's one of them where I understand the intent.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the idea, but it was the execution of it.
It's heavy-handed.
Yeah, it's
clunky.
Yeah.
But I think it has a charm to it.
Yeah, like, I think it's not, I mean, it's not quite like Spider-Man 3 charm for me. But it's like... Yeah.
Well, not even a so bad it's good charm.
Yeah.
A genuine sincerity to it. And that's always what I prefer in a film. I would always rather take something a bit clunky, but with a lot of sincerity to it.
Yeah.
For instance, just off the top of my head, Hubie Halloween is just the most random example of this. Of a film that has a lot of sincerity to it, but it's a bit rough. It's a bit rough around the edges. I'd always rather that than something really, really, really smooth and precise that isn't quite as engaging or doesn't feel quite as sincere and genuine.
I'm still trying to process the fact that you're using that movie with a Zack Snyder, like as an example for Zack Snyder.
It's similar. It's got similar things going. Like, well, in terms of obviously what I mean by that is I don't mean that Hubie Halloween is either on the same level of quality or because I don't think Hubie Halloween is a very good film. But I think Hubie Halloween is the kind of film I watch, and I just feel... I don't necessarily... It's like, I feel charmed by the film's genuineness, genuine sense of sincerity. It's a film that is... It's genuinely, trying to... It's, what was the film? Like, Bad Trip came out this year, the Eric Andre film.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a film that's a bit clunky. But at least to me, it felt like the film was trying to tell the audience how good humanity is.
Yeah.
By showing all these ways that people were kind.
Even
in the most uncomfortable, weird situations.
Yeah, that's true. Because I actually really enjoyed Bad Trip. I technically never watched it this year. What I mean by that is that was meant to release in 2020.
Yeah.
And it kind of did.
Yeah.
It leaked out accidentally. I think Amazon accidentally put the film out. So I watched it back then. Yeah. Before it even went to Netflix. But no, that was that was one where it was I really liked that because it was similar to Jackass as well, where it was there's a charm to it. It's even if it's not, it's not gonna win Oscars.
Oh, exactly.
But I could see the passion behind it, which I might have with Zack Snyder. Where I really didn't like Army of the Dead. Which is his other film. Wow.
That's it. Friendship over.
I kind of hated it, if I'm going to go that far to say it.
Wow. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, you can have your wrong opinions. That's fine.
I just found it boring.
I enjoyed it. I mean, Army of the Dead, I don't think it's anywhere near the level of, his other films. But I definitely
watch Army of Thieves?
I didn't. Because it wasn't Zack Snyder, so I was just kind of okay, right. Look, I like the universe he set up, but at the same time, I don't care enough about the universe.
I think a lot of people.
Zack Snyder.
I feel like no one watched that. No one talked about it.
No. I mean, why would you? I guess it's Army of Thieves.
Yeah, because like, I remember like, seeing the trailer, like, oh, they're making a spin off with the character I hated the most in that fucking film. Great, like, wow.
Other films, 2021. Shiva Baby. Did you see Shiva Baby?
Yes, I really liked.
I really liked Shiva Baby.
That was a very good film.
I don't have a whole lot to say about Shiva Baby other than I just love the fact that it's kind of this real-time drama that takes place like in a horror type vibe.
Yes, you see, comedy's weird with me, especially like indie comedy, because a lot of it, I mean, so like Booksmart. I haven't seen Booksmart.
Yeah.
But I've seen the trailers for Booksmart, and I've not laughed once.
So that's the thing, is a lot of film. It's hard for me to laugh at a film.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I can laugh at a film, but the problem is that a lot of people will be like, "Oh, watch this comedy. It's really funny." Yeah. And I'll watch it, and I'll be like, "I just did not find that funny at all." Whereas, like, so I kind of went into that one being like, like, am I gonna like that?
Yeah.
Or am I gonna be a bit like, this isn't funny? And I actually like really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, and I also like the horror vibe that it's kind of got to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I was like really surprised by it. Like, I really, really, really liked it, and it's like 80 minutes as well.
It's it's a perfect length.
It's perfect. Like, it's not. It literally, it doesn't outstay its welcome. You watch it, and you go, yeah, that was a really good film.
I definitely would recommend. I think Shiva Baby is the kind of film I think anyone can enjoy.
Yeah. Definitely.
A bit more intense than Shiva Baby. Also, a similar kind of vibe, and it's an indie film that took me off guard and wasn't what I expected it to be. Was The Novice. Which you didn't like as much as I did.
Okay, so I watched it actually like really recently. I think I watched it like last week. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was one of them where I loved the lead.
Yeah.
She was fucking excellent.
Isabel Furman.
Yeah, Isabel Furman. She was an orphan.
She was the orphan in Orphan.
I've not seen Orphan.
Same.
So, but everyone's like, oh, it's Orphan. It's the girl from Orphan.
Yeah,
I'm like,
girl from Orphan.
Yeah, like, is she an orphan in real life? I don't know. Like,
it's the girl from Orphan. She's definitely there in the film.
But yeah, like, I really liked her performance.
Yeah, she was
loved the way it was shot.
Yeah,
I love like the music in it as well. There's a lot of stuff I loved about it, but I couldn't get into the narrative as much.
I get you,
and I think a lot of it was because I think for me, I've seen a lot of films like The Novice.
It's not. Well, even watching it, I was like, okay, this is basically Whiplash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was hoping for them to like do a little bit more.
Yeah,
and I think like it's one of those films where like as like a debut of that director, just by like a visual standpoint, it's fucking like, oh my god, like I'm gonna like that particular director, I'm gonna watch whatever they make now because their style was like with me, but I'm like the script I just found was it was very basic. It was like I've seen this quite a lot.
I completely get what you mean. I think I like it a lot more from, like you said, the directorial standpoint.
Yeah.
Rather than like the character. I mean, the character, it's more like the main character. You don't necessarily dig into them as like a person. You more like vibe with their passion.
I was kind of hoping for more of that a little bit. I was kind of hoping to like for them like to take, because I don't want like a full backstory.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a little bit more because I felt like the film kind of was just. It was kind of like spinning gears for a while.
Yes.
Where it was kind of just like, she's really committed to be in this thing. Like, I get it, but it's like, it never went like beyond that.
And I think the film does the spinning gears, does the whole passion thing really, really well. And that's why I like it so much. I definitely think it's one of the more interesting films, I think, for me, that came out last year, just from a purely like, looking into the future of film. I'm excited to have this voice in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a really that director. I'm very curious to see what they do next.
Exactly,
like, it's a really strong like debut.
I definitely would recommend it. Like, it's obviously not gonna like blow your socks away, but it's it's definitely very good.
I gave it like a 7.
Yeah, that's a fair.
Or like a 3.5, like roughly, like and like out of 5, and I was like, yeah, like I came out of it like, yeah, I enjoyed that. Didn't love it, didn't think it was like incredible, but I enjoyed it.
Absolutely fair. A film for me that's a lot more that I really love is Worst Person in the World.
I have not seen that yet.
You should see that.
I'm planning on it.
It's a very, very vibey film. It's like it's got that. It's very entertaining. It's very interesting to watch. I don't want to go into too much, but it's basically just following this woman's like adulthood.
Is it a comedy? Because
there's definitely like comedic elements to it.
Yeah, because I was thinking because I kept going back on like I kept going like back and forth on whether or not I was gonna watch it.
I'd recommend it
because I was reading the synopsis for it.
Yeah.
I was like, is this my cup of tea?
Yeah.
And I was like, so I think now I'm at the point where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna bite the bullet.
Yeah.
I'll probably try and watch it before, because I'm assuming it'll be in the Oscars.
Yeah.
I imagine it will be nominated.
It'll be nominated for international film.
Yeah.
It'll win it in international film if they're actually going to do something smart. But
You've already fucked up on one thing in international film, but I'll get to that in a bit.
I'm so annoyed about that. The worst person in the world is it's great. It's great. I'll let you obviously go in and I recommend it to anyone, to be honest. If you want to get into a foreign film this year, it's probably the easiest foreign film to watch and just enjoy because it's not Titane. But we'll get into Titane.
Yeah, we will.
So those are my honourable mentions, if you want to go for yours.
Yes, so my honourable mentions are interesting.
Okay.
I'm going to go... Yeah, so these aren't in any particular order.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just 5 films. I loved all of these, I'd say, equally.
Okay.
I think all of these are fantastic. So, the first one on the list is Malignant.
Mm-hmm.
The new James Wan joint.
It's mad.
Yeah, so I really like James Wan.
Yes.
As a director, I think he's like one of the best like horror, like studio horror directors working today. Saw is great. Insidious 1 and 2 I think are really good. I haven't seen any of the others after that, but the first 2 I think are just really fun.
Yeah.
I even like something like it's like Furious 7 is like the
yeah.
best Fast and Furious in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like he's just a really strong director, and Malignant was obviously is like a return to horror for him after being away from it for a while. And I remember seeing the trailers and being like, okay, like I'm interested in it. And a lot of people were saying it's very similar to like Galileo. Like a lot of people were saying that. But I also remember that a lot of people were saying that the test screening audience when they were watching it was very negative. So my expectations were very low.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, like maybe is this a miss? Because I was like, okay, either this is a miss or this is his weirdest film and it's going to be totally divisive, and it's going to be like, you know, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then I saw a couple of people who had seen it going like, this film is fucking bonkers.
Yes.
So I was already like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know anything about it. Other than I knew it apparently does something that's nuts. And that is not a lie. Malignant, I'm not going to say what it is, obviously, because you cannot,
No.
But it is one of the most fucking insane, major horror blockbusters that I've seen. It's got, a bit of, Sam Raimi in it.
Yeah.
It's got, obviously, that Galileo, vibe to it. It's also very much James Wan.
Yes.
A lot of his, shooting, a lot of his, direction is still there. A lot of the stuff that he does. There's some really fucking cool shots. When the lead is running around the house and it's a top where the camera's at the top.
Yeah.
And it's tracking it through the house. There's loads of really cool shots like that. And there's a one particular sequence in a jail cell, which is one of the most incredible fucking pieces of cinema I've seen in my life. It's just one of those films where I watched it and I was like, you know what? I would happily take 20 of these.
Yes.
It's a film that's obviously James Wan made that purely for himself.
Yeah.
He got all his money from Aquaman, billions off that. And he's like, you know what? Warner Bros. Will let me do whatever I want. I'm going to do this. And Warner Bros. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Because I just made the film for them.
Feels like he was high.
Yeah.
And I say that in the best way possible. Because the film, it's genuinely mad.
It's insane.
It's insane.
I couldn't believe it. Because that's the thing. Because at first I was because the acting in the film as well is awful.
Yeah.
It is absolutely terrible. But it is so, purposeful. It is obviously on purpose.
Yeah.
Especially because the lead actress, Annabelle Wallace, is good. I've seen her in other things. She's quite good. That's obviously deliberate. Why, especially, that, opening sequence before the opening credits with the rock music, which makes it feel straight out of 2002, and I love films like that.
Yeah.
I love 2000s horror. So, that's my favorite thing in the world. So it's half that and then half fucking trash B movie
It's
80s,
mental.
like just so fucking gory.
It's so mental. The film, it just surpasses.
Yeah,
It's just-
yeah.
It blew my expectations out of the water.
Yeah, like that's right. It takes a while to show itself. Like
Yeah.
it's a really fun film. Besides that, before it gets nuts,
Yeah.
because you can just enjoy like the shittiness of it.
Yes.
Like you can enjoy like the obviously like tongue in cheek style it's got, but it's one of those sort of once it really shows what it is, it just doesn't let up. And
No,
I
absolutely.
love films like that, and I just love how like completely unapologetic it wasn't like what it is. It was incredible.
It's mad. It's yeah. It's a hard film to talk about because I don't want to spoil the.
No,
thing
yeah,
that makes
exactly.
it.
You can't talk about it like without saying, because it's really tough because
You know the sequence with the visual effects are also really good.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
they're really strong. Yeah,
I'll just
but I
throw
think
that
because
out.
I think a lot of it was practical as well.
Yeah.
Which what's good about it, like because I think James Bond likes practical
Yeah.
stuff like that.
We need more practical effects in cinema.
Yeah, and that's because that's what I love about James Bond is like a lot of the shots that he does are just really well done.
Yeah.
And like they're really like there's obviously CG in Malignant, but there's a lot of just cool like shots that are obviously done by using like editing tricks or just camera tricks
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
really
yeah.
like. That I think is just like really cool to see.
No, I get that.
It's such an incredible film.
It's fantastic. It is that I definitely do not love it anywhere near as much as you do. But I definitely like it.
But you also understand why I love it as much.
Oh,
as I do.
100%.
Because it is
100%.
I mean, what I said before that it feels like a film that was made for him. It's like James Bond made it for me as well. It's like he went like, this is for Aaron Murray.
Yes.
This is like he made the film. When the film begins, he pointed at me and went, "This film is for you."
No,
is
it is
all for you.
100% a film for you. It's
It's exactly
so
my
good.
shit.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's mad. It's bonkers.
So my next honorable mention is Help.
Okay, I can
Which-
see that.
So that's so it's Stephen Graham and Jodie Comer.
Okay.
It's a film it's a drama that was set during the pandemic, during when COVID-19 first started,
Yeah.
when the lockdowns done all that started, and it's set entirely in a care home.
Okay.
Jodie Comer plays a nurse, and Stephen Graham plays a Alzheimer's patient.
Okay.
And it's basically, I mean, the plot of it is it's not really got like a plot per se. It's kind of just this is them like during that time, and
Okay.
you see this like this place slowly becoming like more and more like COVID's, like the whole place basically became like COVID central. Everyone had like masks on. Tons and tons of people in this care home were dying, like because the support wasn't given to them.
Okay.
And all that. It's all based on like true like stories of how like the government like treated care homes, and it's just a really fucking incredible like drama. Jodie Comer is like an amazing actress,
Yes.
and like because I haven't really seen it in that much, but this is like the one where she was able just to be Jodie Comer,
Yeah.
not be whoever she is in Killing Eve. I don't know who she plays in that, but she's amazing in it. Stephen Graham is also, as always, just incredible. But like one of the best, because like the best part of the film is probably in the middle, where there's like a 15-minute like one shot
Okay.
of like Jodie Comer working. She's like the only nurse in this care home working, and she just basically has to do all of these different things,
Okay.
and the camera just follows her the entire time.
That's good.
And while that's going on, she's been trying to call the hospital to try and get an ambulance over because someone's basically dying of COVID, like right in front of her eyes. And the entire time in that like 15 minutes, you constantly hear like basically this like automated phone line basically saying that like services are busy right now, like and just basically like please try and get. It's just that for like 15 minutes straight.
Fucking
And
hell.
it's such like it's one of the most like powerful like things I've seen in a while
Yeah.
from like a drama. It's just completely uncut. It was shown on TV. It was on Channel 4. I don't know how. I imagine that part was shown without ads, because I can't imagine placing a fucking advert for Foster's in the middle of that scene.
No, that's
but
fair. Yeah.
it's like that whole sequence is incredible. Like it's just it's just a really well done drama. I mean, loads of people have seen it and agree with it, but I also feel like not everyone has seen it.
Not enough people have seen it.
Because obviously it's a very local thing. It's not
Yeah.
really like, in terms of like, I imagine a lot of people outside the UK probably haven't seen it because they're in a way you can even watch it over there. But no, it is. It's like, for me, it's definitely one of the best like dramas. That's like, especially for the pandemic as well, because there's been some really good COVID stuff that came out. Like,
and then there's Lockdown.
There's Locked Down with Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but it looked delightful.
Oh yeah, I had a fun time with that one.
Incredible. That's like the film of the year. But no, like there was really good pandemic like stuff. Like Host was released in 2020.
Yeah.
That was like the Zoom horror film, which is like one of the best like found footage like films I've seen. I think that film's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, there was the South Park COVID specials, which I actually watched like really recently, which were actually like very good.
Yeah.
There's been quite a lot of like really good content come out of it together as well, which was John with James McAvoy.
That
was also like
good.
really strong. And it's like there's a lot of really good COVID content, a lot of shit ones, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Like Locked Down.
It was the Michael Bay one as well, wasn't there?
Songbird.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was one of the guys from Riverdale.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that film's awful.
Yeah.
That film's terrible, but Peter Stormare is in it and he's just hammered it up, and that was the best part. I love that man so much. It's so bad, that film's awful.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that film's terrible. But yeah, Help, on the other hand, is a really good film.
I need to see it.
It's really, really good. Okay, the next one. Matrix Resurrections.
Hell yes.
Fuck yes.
Hell yes.
No one likes it.
Why?
And to that I say, fuck you. It's incredible.
Why? I don't get why people don't like it. Are these the same weirdos who think Matrix Reloaded isn't the best action film of the 21st century?
Yes. The people who probably watched Matrix Resurrections and hated it probably hated the architect scenes in Reloaded.
What the hell?
And then like some of the best like scenes that have ever been put into like a film.
They didn't like the scene where there's like 15 million Agent Smiths.
I don't know why people watch those films and they are shit that.
I don't get it. Genuinely, I do genuinely stand by the opinion that Matrix Reloaded is arguably the best action film of the 21st century.
Matrix Reloaded is incredible.
Yeah.
It is so good. The action's great. The story's really solid, and like you know, those like so I really love The Matrix. First film is a masterpiece.
I love the first.
Second one is also just fantastic.
I might even prefer the second one to the first one.
I
need to think about that.
I prefer the first, but the second one is still like just incredible. The third one, I like it.
Yeah, I don't like it as much.
I would never watch it on its own.
Yes,
because you need, but it's fine.
It's
one of those where like Reloaded and Revolutions. Those films like they connect to each other so much.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily could watch one.
No, I completely get
on
that.
its own. Maybe I probably watch Reloaded as more just because of the action.
Yeah.
But like I feel like the other one, I'm like, yeah, okay.
That's fair.
But I still really like it a lot. And I think Matrix is just a really cool idea and a really cool world.
Yeah.
And like Resurrections, I had no idea what they were gonna do with that.
It's great.
It's so good. You know, it comes on, and then basically the whole thing is just shitting on Warner Brothers. The whole thing is just it is like hearing the fucking guy from Mindhunter talk about how Warner Brothers wants to bring back the Matrix, whether Anderson wanted or not, or like really whether the Wachowskis wanted to come back or not. That is insane that they actually got away with that.
It's
like
meta to like it's the most extreme meta.
Yeah.
But it never feels irritating.
Yeah, it's not like meta the way Deadpool's meta.
Yeah.
It's meta in the sense of like the Wachowskis wanted to tell this story.
Yes.
And I think when you look at like the outside context of, that like trilogy was made by them, and then after that they, went off and they made Speed Racer.
Brilliant.
Jupiter Descendant, like
not so brilliant.
Sense8 and all these like different like things. And then like Warner Bros. Were gonna bring back the Matrix with Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
And then the Wachowskis basically just went like, no. Like, if you guys are going to bring back The Matrix, we'll do it.
Yes.
Like, and that's kind of... And, like, that... Just that angle of it is, like, that's what makes this one work well, because it doesn't feel like a soulless cash grab.
Yes.
Which, considering what it looks like on the surface, I could see people going like, yeah, it's just, you know, The Matrix again.
Oh, Matrix.
Because we're always digging up these old franchises now.
Yes.
But this comes back and it's like, it's so fresh and new and like filled with like so much fucking like passion and like, and obviously also like seeing it from like the view of like this was like made like by like, you know, trans women as well.
Yes.
And like that also that angle of it as well, which is still very much felt in Resurrections as well.
Yeah.
And like even just that angle of it is just incredible.
Yeah.
And like I think The Matrix is one of them where like we're not gonna get them very often. The new one flopped. So I don't think we're gonna get a new Matrix. I don't know if I want one.
I don't think I do.
I was pretty happy with how it ended. Like I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that.
I think I'd probably take like Resurrections if that's the last one.
Yeah, like I'm happy with it. I wouldn't mind spin-offs.
Yes.
I'd love an animated TV series. Or
yes.
like another Animatrix or something. I think that'd be sick. Like I am surprised a show wasn't made with the new Matrix. Like what they've done with Suicide Squad and Dune.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm surprised they haven't gotten like a series going where there's like live action or animated.
Yeah.
Because I feel like The Matrix is like ripe with like new stories like that. But no, like Resurrections is incredible.
No, it's great. It is really great.
I like you know everything about it. I just watched it and I was like, oh my god, this is like incredible. Oh my god, it's amazing. Like.
No, I agree. I don't think it's as good as the first two.
I personally would like it more. See, over time, I think for me, the way I'm ranking them is I think I'm gonna put Reloaded over Resurrections.
Yes.
But I think I would say I love Matrix, like Matrix Reloaded and Resurrections like almost equally.
No, I get that. I get that.
I'd say that's probably like where I am with it so far.
I can get that.
After it's like settled in a little bit, but I still think it's fucking incredible.
I also think Keanu Reeves. I think that's probably the best I've seen him. Is in that film.
I think what it is just that card is just perfect for him.
Yeah. Like,
you know, because Keanu Reeves is a good actor, but he's got it. But he needs a specific role. He's fantastic as John Wick.
Yeah, I think
that's perfect for him.
John Wick. It's always been a case where I love him as just like kind of the guy who just kills people. It's any time he talks. Yeah,
like some of his acting could be like weak. I think he was fantastic in Resurrections.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Resurrections, he was fantastic.
Yeah, like I just think a lot of that because there's some really even like the comedy as well. I remember when critics like some of them that liked it said that the film's really funny. I was like, yeah, and I was thinking like because obviously because the other ones were funny as well. But I was like, oh no, is it gonna be Marvel funny? But no. It's actually genuinely a really funny film. Yeah. There's some really good little bits of comedy in there that like actually fit. Because there were quips in like I remember like Reloaded as well, like, you know, when Smith comes in and then like Neo just goes like, upgrades. And it's such like a stupid scene, but it's excellent. I love it. Like it was excellent. But no, like even that, like it was funny, like, you know, just it still was based with all of that, like of that like creativity.
Yes.
And like it felt like a story that like it felt like a story that was needed almost. Especially now. Like it came out right after Spider-Man.
Yes.
As well. And like obviously we're getting so many more like superhero films and more cynical blockbusters like Red Notice.
What a great film.
But like it's nice to get a reboot that didn't feel like a waste.
Yes.
It felt like an actual, like a really nice idea.
Whilst also being a commentary on reboots.
Yeah, exactly. And it felt like, and it was like nuanced as well. And like, you know, it was just, and like there's tons of callbacks in the film, but they're not like stupid. No. Callbacks, they're not like, oh, you know, like, remember like this. There's jokes ones like, like bullet time and all that, but like that obviously plays off to be stupid.
Yes.
Like, you know, like the mentioning that, and that's where the meta angle is. Like the constant reference, all that, being like, oh, like Matrix is meant to be like a mind fuck, or it's meant to be this, it's meant to be that. It's like no, like it's a lot of different things,
Yes.
to a lot of different people, which is why The Matrix is so good.
I love the scene of them coming up with ideas.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, at the beginning, I think that was the worst.
Yeah, I had like a massive fucking smile on my face during that entire sequence. I'm like, this is like, I'm surprised they went in the way they did on like that kind of. Like,
it's not at all what I expected it to be, but I thought it was fucking fantastic.
Yeah. And I think in a couple of years, people are gonna like realize that.
Oh, absolutely!
Like,
it'll go through.
Just like now with the sequels, people are starting to appreciate them now.
Yes.
Like, Reloaded's fantastic.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like Resurrections will eventually be at that point where people go like, no, like this is.
I don't even get the negative feedback. I just don't get the negative response to it.
Yeah, like I can't believe people, like, some people fucking despise it, and
I need to watch some negative reviews just so I can vaguely understand where they're coming from.
I don't know. It's so weird. It's really strange.
I don't get it. I like. Fair enough. Reloaded is weird.
Yeah,
and it's like I can, but even then, Matrix 1's weird.
I feel like with the sequel, I think what happened was the Wachowskis were more interested in like the philosophical side, than the action. They still really like the action, but like they obviously wanted more of the philosophical stuff, whereas the audience wanted the action more in the time.
Well, even to be fair, like Resurrections, there are a lot of like, I can't remember a lot of the action scenes in depth, and I guess that would be my one thing with it is I feel like it's missing. Whilst Reloaded, I guess no. See, this is the thing. This is that for me, Reloaded, the story for me is second. The action scenes and the set pieces, that's my favorite part of Reloaded. Resurrections is the other way around. Yeah,
I think, because like I think the action in Resurrection, I think is fine.
Yes,
it's good enough. It wasn't like a bad thing for me. I think there's some cool scenes in it. I really like the ending. Sequence. I think that's probably the best one in the film.
Yeah.
That felt like a very classic Matrix.
One
to me, but it's like, I think I would have liked a bit more of that, but I was also very happy with what I got. Like,
completely.
But like, but I feel it's what like a lot of the audiences were probably a bit like, was like they wanted this, but instead they got this, and I feel like the Wachowski stuck to the guns, and Resurrections is the same.
I get you.
It's like more of, so it's more of what the audiences didn't want, but what they wanted. And it's like, but Matrix just does well enough that they can justify making 4 films where 3 of them were the ones that audiences just didn't really want. Like I really just, it's incredible. I love Matrix.
It's good. It's very, very good.
My next one, 2 more left, is Mass.
I did not seen that one.
So Mass is about 2 families who meet up together in a church, and it's a couple of years after a shooting, a mass shooting at a school. The one family is family of like one of the victims, and the other family is basically the killers, like the killer's shooter's family. And the whole thing takes place in this building. And most of it is just a conversation between these 4 people. And that's it, basically.
That's not my kind of
film. Like, that's all it is. And it's one, and again, like, there's not really much I can say about it, other than just, it's like, just really just harrowing, but like, really just incredible. The acting in it is obviously amazing. Jason Isaacs especially is amazing in it. He made me cry.
Wow.
Like, there's a couple of scenes where I was like, fuck. He's amazing in it. It's one of those, like, it's just a really strong film, and also directed by one of the guys who was in Cabin in the Woods.
That's fucking random.
It's a debut as well.
Oh wow, okay.
It's like he wrote the film.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck did he go from like Cabin in the Woods, which is a good film, but like not, you wouldn't think, like, but it's a really, really just incredible film.
Okay.
And it is. It's just really, really strong. Obviously, it's a lot. Like, I see why some people might not like it. I've seen a few people saying like, "Oh, like it could have just been a play," which I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. Like, yeah, it could have been, but I also don't think you should like that. I don't think that should like devalue a film either. No,
I felt the exact same when what film was it? Like Marini's Black Bottom. Everyone was saying, "Oh, it's basically just a play." He
was saying that was One Night in Miami as well. I remember because it kind of. I think that was a play first.
Yeah, I mean, fair, Marini's was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, sure, but film and like theatre are two very different.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, like I think Mass would be a fantastic play.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I also think that you could say that while also acknowledging the film itself is really good as well. And like I think like that doesn't mean that the film that shouldn't be taken as a critique to the film.
Yeah.
I feel like, but I think some people do. Some people I've seen people give it like lower ratings.
That's weird.
Because they're like, oh, it could have just been a play.
That's so weird.
It's like, well, yeah, but like if it's a good film, then
yeah, anything could be a play. The fucking Muppets movie could be a play.
Yeah, The Matrix could be a play.
Exactly. Like
made that into a play. Alien was made into a play.
Yeah.
Or like a musical or something. Yeah, there's like a documentary that was like made about it recently.
It's like literally like you could turn anything into a play.
Yeah, it's just the point is like Mass was made as a film first.
Yes.
Which is a bit different to there's I think one of the films I'll be talking about like soon is also a play that was that was a play that was made into a film.
Yes.
Whereas this, I think it's a film first. It might be made into a play. I assume it will be.
Probably.
I think it'll be a really strong play.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. But overall, it's fantastic.
No, I get you.
And my last honourable mention
is
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Nice.
So that was Alien the year.
I don't remember anything about this film, but I definitely saw it.
There's not much I can say that I don't think anyone else has. It's just a really like it's another like film for me, which is a really good like crime drama. Yeah, it's kind of got like elements of like something like The Departed. Yeah, like that kind of angle of like going like undercover, but it's not as like maybe like action heavy.
I remember the performances being really good.
Oh yeah, Daniel Kaluuya is amazing in it. Like Stanfield, is it? Yeah, he's amazing. Jesse Plemons. Of course.
Big man.
My guy. My favourite guy. Love that guy. Meth Damon himself. Love him. Love that guy.
He's fantastic.
He's amazing. He's great in that as well. There's that's such an amazing scene where he's like talking to, I think he's J. Edgar Hoover. And J. Edgar Hoover's talking to him about like what he would do if his daughter, but also I'm a black man. Okay. And it's just this incredible scene with him where he's just constantly going, basically trying to say something like, I wouldn't care, but also kind of being forced to be like, no, like I get you. But like I have to do something. It's just this like he's incredible in it, but obviously like if Stanfield is incredible. It's just a really solid film. It's like it's just one of those sort of like it's like well made, it's like well shot, well written. It's one of those like Oscar films where like it is like an Oscar. It's not Oscar bait, but it's a film that very clearly would be in the Oscars. Yes, but it's just really fucking good at the same time. Yeah. Like it feels like almost like maybe like a really good like Stanley Spike Lee, not Stanley.
I know what you mean. No, it gives Spike Lee vibes.
But like and like Spike Lee's kind of. He's a bit of a weird one, like now, where like some of his films, his newer stuff, could be a bit hit or miss. Yeah. I didn't like Black Klansman. That's fair. But I really liked The Five Bloods. Yeah. I loved it, actually. But yeah, that kind of reminds me of it. Like Judas and the Black Messiah like gave me that vibe a lot, like Spike Lee. But no, like I really, it's fantastic. It's really good.
I get you. Yeah. It's definitely, like I said, obviously I saw it so long ago at this point that my mind is kind of blank. Yeah. But it's definitely like the performances in it, especially, are fantastic. Yeah, I 100% recommend it. It is it's a great film.
Excellent film.
Do you want to get into the top 5 then?
Yeah, start off.
So this is in no particular order except for the top one I'll do last. But The Last Duel. Ridley Scott. He's had an interesting year.
Yes.
He told an interviewer to go fuck themselves.
Yes, he did.
Which is one of my favourite.
He blamed The Last Duel being a flop on those gosh darn millennials on
Honestly,
day phone.
Anyone else, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? Ridley Scott, fair enough.
You know what? To be fair, I think he kind of has a point. Not in the sense of...
No, he does.
I don't think... What I think happened with The Last Duel, why that flopped, is more Disney.
It's the marketing.
The marketing for it was atrocious. I know some places were better than others. Yeah. Like I think like some places advertised it quite well, but from what I seen, it was released at a weird time as well. Why was it released in between Bond and Dune? Why would they do that? What a horrible place to put it.
There's been a lot of weird release strategies this year, like releasing Matrix on the same day as Spider-Man.
Yeah, or like releasing like super close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like why? Like yeah.
But Last Duel anyway is a movie. It's fantastic. I think the first hour is quite slow, and I'd say that's the only downside of the film for me. Is the first hour it's not as gripping as I wanted it to be, and so I was kind of like for a while, oh Ridley, you've kind of got big for your boots here.
Big.
You haven't quite reached the heights I was expecting.
Yeah.
But then the second hour comes, and it hits.
It definitely gets better as it goes along.
Yeah.
Like I think like I was engaged with it like all the way, but I do think the first hour was definitely slower. But I think it's one of those like because I actually didn't know when I watched it that's what the film was doing.
Yes.
That the whole like three like told in three acts, like the three like different like perspectives. I didn't know that's how the film was actually told. And when I realised that's what they were doing, I was like, okay, that I genuinely did not expect that, because I wasn't expecting much from it.
Yeah.
From the trailers. I only really went to go and see it because everyone was like, this is like a really great film.
Yes.
That was the only reason why I was like, okay, I'll give it a look. And like I was like surprised.
No, I feel like a lot of historical epics are very like nowadays very. And I think it's because of the rise. I'm gonna say the rise, like it's a new thing, of green screens.
Yeah.
Of the overuse of CGI. The Last Duel feels like a historical epic.
Yeah, it's very fucking violent as well.
Yes.
Which I did not expect.
And it contains one of my favourite scenes of the year, which is the final duel. If you may,
the
last duel.
The last duel of the Last Duel
is fantastic.
It's amazing. It's
a master
so good.
use of I think this year was definitely a year where I felt some of the more experienced directors show their experience.
Yeah.
And that duel definitely did. It's the use of sound.
It's easily it was easily one of his best. Yeah. In a while.
Nothing about the film feels fake.
No.
Like it doesn't feel like fake or like it does like weightless. Like you hear the armor clink. Yeah. And that to me is such a small thing. But it's so important.
Because that was like kind of like House of Gucci, which was his other film.
I haven't seen that one yet. So
that was like the opposite for me.
Yeah.
Where like I found it very fake in the sense of like the problem with like Last Duel is like the tone is like nailed perfectly.
Yes.
Whereas like House of Gucci was like I don't know what it wanted to be. One minute it's trying to be this like prestige drama. The next it's like a fucking stupid like parody. Like I'm watching like this SNL skit.
No, I get it.
But like it's so insane that both of those films released so close to each other.
Yeah.
Like considering how like one was fantastic and the other one, at least for me, was like mid. Yeah. It was like really just not great.
I need to watch House of Gucci because I reckon I might end up liking it.
You might. Yeah, you might. It's way too long.
Yes.
It's just as long as the Last Duel.
But I felt Last Duel earns its length.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of them where when I realised what they were doing, I was like, no, okay, I completely understand it. That is, it could be justified. Whereas House of Gucci does not whatsoever. There's that feels so bloated. Whereas like Last Duel, that's what I mean. Like how the fuck did that happen?
Yes.
That two films came so close to each other by the same director, and like one has all of these great things to it, and then House of Gucci's like all of those great things are just not great.
Not there. Yeah. No, I get
it's so weird, but no, it is. It's really good, and like Jodie Comer was great in that. Matt Damon was also great in that as well. Ben Affleck, don't know what he was doing, but it was great. Like,
I think Last Duel is just for me. It is the ultimate historical epic I want to see. In terms of it's just because something like Green Knight came out this year. I loved Green Knight. Let's stay away. But just straight up, Green Knight is an artsy historical epic. It's very artsy.
Yeah.
Last Duel for
almost
me.
To a fault.
No, I somewhat agree. To be fair, Last Duel is a historical epic made by straight up, and this feels weird, but like straight up a filmmaker.
Yeah. I know what you mean by that. It feels because it's weird, like because like even like Gladiator, like I haven't actually seen Gladiator, which is a bit of like I can't believe I haven't seen it. But like even that, I can for the bits that I have seen. It is similar to Last Duel.
Yes.
It's this like historical epic made by a proper, like, but even then, like, it feels old.
Yes.
In the sense of, like, Last Duel feels like something that probably could have came out in, like, the 70s.
Yes.
Like, it's very long. It tells the story in a completely unnatural way.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of major studios now would scoff at. I feel like the only reason why this film probably came out was because it was Ridley Scott.
Yes.
And I think Fox, like, had that relationship with him. But, like...
No, completely.
But, yeah, it's like, it was like... It's just one of those films that, yeah, it feels so, like... old.
Yeah.
But fresh at the same time.
I get
because
you.
we haven't had that for so long. I felt like The Last Duel, but just haven't. Like a proper historical epic like that. That's violent, expensive.
Yes.
And just completely
It's a shame films like that and then films like The Matrix and all that flop so heavily because I think we're not gonna get these kind of films again.
Well, that's the thing about Ridley Scott is like that's why I'm interested to see what he does now.
Yeah.
Because I believe his next film, I don't know.
It's a Napoleon.
Yeah.
Biopic.
Yeah.
Which I'm very excited for.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because I'm hoping it's going to be another Last Duel situation. Yes. But I'm like, how is that going to be a similar deal where it also flops?
I think I don't know. I think Netflix is making films that no one else would make. I think that's interesting.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, because where is that going? The Ridley Scott film.
I don't know.
Is that being released by Disney?
Probably. But the thing is, I feel like Disney are going. Essentially, I think what cinema is going to become, at least in my terrible opinion, is probably Disney will give up making films like The Last Duel and making films like that.
I feel like they're slowly trying to kill Fox now.
And they'll move to just their big tentpole blockbusters. Yeah. Maybe one original IP every 5 years.
Well, that's the thing, because Last Duel was being made while the acquisition happened.
Yes.
And it was one of those, because I remember, like, when it happened, people were like, what's going to happen with that? Like, I just need to still release it. They ended up doing that. I think it was West Side Story was in a similar boat, where West Side Story was also being made in that kind of weird limbo where Fox was still operating as Fox, but Disney were about to buy them.
Yes.
And, like... So it still came out, but even and I think are we going to get to West Side Story a little bit later?
Maybe.
Maybe we will.
Maybe we'll get to West Side Story. Maybe.
But but just this idea of a lot of these Fox films that came out this year, the advertising on them was terrible.
Yeah.
West Side Story, the marketing for that was atrocious.
It was non-existent.
Fucking Nightmare Alley.
What? Did that film even come out?
It comes out here next week, I think. But how the fuck did the new Guillermo del Toro film,
fresh off of his Best Picture,
the first film he's made since he won a fucking Oscar, right? How the fuck did that, with a huge cast, which is quite expensive, release the same day as Spider-Man, and get pretty much zero advertising?
Yeah.
I've not seen an advert for that anywhere.
And
insane.
Oh wow, it flopped? Who would have saw that coming?
It made no money.
And it's
nothing. It's depressing.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
Because I feel like Disney are doing this deliberate.
Yeah.
Because they want to be like, well, these films, they're not doing well.
We gotta make more Free Guys.
Because that's the thing, the only, out of all these Fox films, I think the only ones that have done well, I think, is The French Dispatch.
Yeah.
Which... granted, that's Wes Anderson.
He's got away.
In terms of he's not blockbuster, but he's also quite a recognisable name.
Yes.
He's like a Tim Burton.
Or
someone like that, where it's people will go and see a Wes Anderson film. Maybe it might not make it's not going to make Avengers money, but it's going to make a decent amount.
Yeah, it'll make enough money because films aren't expensive either.
Yeah, exactly. And so that done really well, and that also had that proper release schedule as well. That had some decent advertising, and but then fucking Free Guy. I feel like they're the only two proper successes that came out of the Fox thing this year.
Free Guy.
Because and that's because Free Guy probably feels the most Disney-esque.
Yes.
Out of the bunch.
If you hadn't told me, I probably would have thought Free Guy was made by Disney.
Yeah, because it has that style all over it.
No, completely. Yeah.
And even now, most of the Fox lineup this year's Hulu, straight to Hulu.
It's depressing. It's very, very depressing to see. The original IP. Oh, look at the Ben Affleck interview from a couple days ago.
Yeah, and he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all.
He's completely right.
We are going to get to a point where basically every film's going to be a sequel, a
Yeah.
remake. And people have been saying that for a while. This is nothing new.
No.
It's just depressing confirmation.
And that's the thing, because you know what? I don't even mind that.
Yeah.
I don't mind IPs coming back. I'm seeing the new Scream tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really looking forward to it. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
completely.
because I think, you know, and
I'm seeing Hotel Transylvania 4.
Transformer Mania.
So whatever the fuck it's called.
Jesus.
Can you believe that they made a new one and it for some reason exists? They got Adam Sandler's not even in it.
Yeah, it's someone else now,
it's
isn't
a
it?
YouTuber.
Yeah.
They got literally.
Jack
I'm not even
Replica.
kidding. No. I'm not even kidding. It's this. YouTuber
It is, isn't it? Is it like an impersonator or something? Yeah.
Who does impressions to do an impression of Adam Sandler?
I have it. It's a good impression.
Probably because they could pay him fucking
Oh,
nothing.
yeah, they claim nothing. Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Fuck
it's
off.
the Marvel director strategy. Get someone who no one knows. We don't have to pay them anything.
But yeah, but even that, just you know how fucking like, just the fact that like, you know, it is gonna be all IP.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all of that.
No,
I mean,
absolutely.
you know, yeah, like the new Scream
Yeah.
comes out. It's out now, and like, you know, and yeah, like, I mean, to be fair, I've always like, you know, brief aside, I think Scream can always come back every
Yes.
10 or so years because it's a satire of horror.
Yes.
I think it's a perfect idea to bring back, like, to look at the modern landscape.
Completely.
But it's just a shame that, like, you know, for every Last Duel that we get, occasionally we're gonna get like 20, you know, Marvel films
Yes.
that
Yeah.
will just constantly take up all of the attention.
No,
And
completely.
it's so depressing.
I think, like, we didn't talk about this in our Spider-Man review, but Spider-Man, I'm growing to dislike this film more and more, just because of what it's done, of the fact
Like
that
like what it like stands for almost.
well, it's the way that, for instance, Nightmare Alley. Part of the reason that flopped is because they took away every single screening of Nightmare Alley to give Spider-Man more screenings.
Yeah, and even that, because I mean, I know No Way Home is a Sony movie, but
Yes.
it's also technically a Disney movie as well, because it's Marvel. And like, even that, they basically released so 2 Disney movies basically released on that day.
Yeah.
And they slaughtered the other one. Fucking, like, no remorse. Killed it.
Yeah.
Like, and that made like nothing. I don't even know how much it made.
It's ridiculous.
Like, it probably made like nothing, and that was quite an expensive film as well.
Yeah.
Like, because that's obviously a huge cast, a lot of visual effects.
I think they probably knew what they were doing.
Exactly. Because like,
They knew what they were
literally, like, most insane people would be like, at least wait for a little bit.
My guess is they would have gone, we're going to make enough money from Spider-Man to not give a shit.
Yeah.
So, bye-bye. Guillermo del Toro, more like Guillermo, get your fucking ass to Netflix.
And he's such a nice man as
He
well.
is, he's beautiful.
Why would you do that to him?
Exactly.
He's like a fucking teddy bear. Just ignored the petition that he signed in 2009.
Anyway, your next your number 5
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes. So my number 5 is a film that not many people have seen. Small Engine Repair.
What it's a fucking fake film.
It's
this
not
film does
a fake
exist.
film.
This film does not exist.
Okay. So
Small Engine. I've seen the fucking poster.
yes.
You made that poster in paint. Shut up.
Okay. So Small Engine Repair.
Yeah.
Is based on a play of the same name.
Okay.
And
Fake film.
it's about.
I bet if you look up the director, it's fucking Aaron Murray. This is all just a
It's
plot.
written by me. It stars me. I produced it. It's all me. It's a fake film.
It's a fucking
Guys,
ploy.
watch my film. I wrote a review for this film that I made myself.
It's a ploy. It's all a ploy. No. It's not even Aaron Murray. It's Murray Aaron.
It's Murray Aaron. It's Marin Uri.
Don't let him get away with this.
I'm at the premiere and I'm wearing like that like disguise of like the glasses and the mustache. It's like no, it's not
a real
It's not me.
Every year there's a film that comes out that's a fake film.
It's not a fake film.
You know what else is a fake film?
What else is a fake film?
The Eyes of Tammy Faye or whatever hell it's called.
That is a fake film.
This film does not exist. This film was invented to get award nominations so they wouldn't
Peter
nominate
Rabbit 2.
Titane.
Peter Rabbit 2.
Who saw that
That's
film?
a fake film.
Fake film.
That's a fake film.
No, because
James Corden's fake. James Corden,
Just completely.
right? I'm exposing him right now. James Corden is not real.
He's not real.
He has like a figment of all of our imaginations. He's an SCP.
He's a collective psychosis.
He's a collective. He's a fucking SCP.
Anyway, Small Engine Repair. Go on.
Yes.
You described this fake film to me.
So, Small Engine Repair.
Mm.
It's basically about a group of guys. Guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes.
Right.
Making a podcast.
You know, one of the guys, one of the guys, has a daughter.
Does this film feature a car repair by any chance?
Well, it's called Small Engine Repair.
How do you figure that one out?
Well,
He has a daughter.
Yeah.
Is his daughter a car?
He has a daughter.
Is this
No.
Titane?
No. I do like a lot of car movies. I think that's something I've realised. Oh, a little clue, a little hint.
Little hint.
Yeah. So it's about three guys being dudes, and one of them has a daughter, and you know their relationship's quite rocky. Like, okay. He's a single parent. The mum's off doing whatever. She's drinking and all that.
Shagging cars.
Yeah, and basically, it doesn't say Universe Titane and Small Engine Affair. So basically, so really, it's only like source for other like parental support.
Yeah.
Is these other two guys.
Okay.
Who and they're all really close with each other. But eventually there's they get into an argument at like a bar. A fight goes down, and then a couple of months later, the main guy, who with the daughter and all that, phones them up and gets them to meet at the engine repair place.
Okay.
To have like a bit of a reunion.
Yeah, guys being dudes.
Let's just have a night together.
Okay.
So it's based on a play.
Yeah.
And the play, for what I can tell, the play basically takes place entirely in the repair shop.
Okay.
Whereas the film has the repair shop, which is pretty much 75% of the film. It's entirely in that one building. And then there's 25% of other scenes.
Okay.
There's scenes around it. There's a couple of cutaways where people are talking about some stuff. Like flashback scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's mostly this place, 3 people.
Okay.
But yeah. And it's one of those films again where like Malignant, I can't talk about it that much.
Great.
Which is
great.
Great choice for me. No, I can talk about it, but what I mean is that
no, it's like a twist.
Okay. The second half goes in a very specific direction.
Okay.
And it's one of those films where I didn't know anything about it. I made it up. Me and my girlfriend made it.
Yeah.
But no, she recommended it to me. I think she saw the trailer for it. I think before the film, she was watching it in the cinema, and so I was like, oh, it sounds interesting. I looked it up, and the cast got my interest. Because John Bernthal, who is the Punisher in the Daredevil show, and Shane in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And he's an excellent actor, and it also has Shea Wiggum.
Okay.
Who is a guy who not many people are gonna know this guy's name, but trust me, if you've seen a film, he's in it.
What's his name?
Shea Wiggum. S-H-E-A.
Wait. Shea. Wait, so
S-H-E-A.
Yeah.
And then W-H-I-G. And then Ham, I think.
Wait, W. Shea Wiggum.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You've seen this guy and stuff.
Who is this man?
He's in tons, but he's one of these guys where he'll be in a major film. He'll be in this incredible.
He was in Death Note.
He plays the fucking what's the main guy in Death Note?
James Turner.
He plays
the dad.
He plays the dad in Death Note. The best anime
film,
by the way.
Wolf of Wall Street.
He was one of the detectives in Joker. You know when he's running away.
Yeah.
He's one of them. He's one of these guys.
He's in Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah, he's in loads. He's in Sicario 2. For one scene. He plays a doctor. I don't think they even name him. He's just a doctor in the scene. And he's just your legs look a bit rough. And then that's it. You don't see him again. And he's an amazing actor. Outside of that. And so he was there. Okay.
My mind is blown.
2 actors I like. I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
And it also just... Again, I love films that mostly take place in one location and only have a small cast, a very small cast. But I also love films that you don't know where it's going.
Yeah,
and I feel what that's like. The film starts, it's quite it's a very funny film as well, and it's just one of those films where you think, oh, it's quite nice. It's very mumblecore almost, and I typically don't like mumblecore.
Yeah,
really at all. But it kind of has that vibe a little bit to it, where it's very indie. It's very but. It takes a turn. And I won't say anything else because it's one of those films where you can watch it knowing, but I think you have to watch it not knowing what that second half is like.
Okay.
Because it genuinely is a shock.
I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
I'm very intrigued. How do you watch this film? Where?
So you can, if you want to watch it legally, right now, the only way you can watch it is if you rent it on YouTube.
Rent it on YouTube.
Rent Small Engine Repair on YouTube. It's a really great film.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to watch it in ways that are not legal, they also exist too. But
we will never mention them.
But no, we won't mention them. But I would say if you can rent it, watch it, support it. It's fantastic. It's an incredible film. Like I was like shocked at how much I loved it.
That's sick.
Because I was like, I'll probably like it.
Yeah.
I watched it. I watched it with my girlfriend, and like we just watched it. And we both like, fuck, like
this is a film I've seen. Like I've heard you talk about this film a lot.
Yeah, I reviewed it for a site, which I know we are not reviewers.
We are not reviewers. We promise
something. I promise I'm not a reviewer. Okay.
No,
that was
not
just
really.
a one-time thing. Okay, I apologize.
He had an affair.
I had an affair. By the way, I need to make I need to make another apology.
Oh.
I misgendered Grumpy Cat.
Oh yeah.
So so obviously in our Christmas episode, we were talking about whether or not Grumpy Cat died. I said he is dead. Grumpy Cat's Cat's a gal.
Yeah.
Grumpy Cat is she her.
Did you not know this?
And I said he him.
Did you not know this?
No, I said he. Grumpy Cat's a woman.
Yeah.
And I just completely. So I would like to say from the bottom of my heart, I deeply apologise for misgendering Grumpy Cat.
Did you not think it was weird that Aubrey Plaza was playing Grumpy Cat?
That I probably should have just made that connection, but I just I did not make that connection. No.
That's so funny.
I just didn't make that connection, but I realised it, and I think someone even commented on the reel that we made that said it, and I realised, and I was like, oh shit, yeah. So I apologised. I misgendered Grumpy Cat.
Have you seen Annette?
Annette?
Yeah.
Which one is Annette? That sounds...
Yeah.
It doesn't ring a bell. Annette doesn't ring a bell, but I don't know whether that's just because I'm just...
Okay, this is exciting. Okay, I gotta talk about Annette. Annette is the new Leos Carax film. Carax film?
I know Annette. Yeah, I've not seen it. But I was like, it's the one with Adam Driver.
Yeah. It's got Adam Driver in it.
And the Sparks.
And this, music is by the Sparks. It's a rock opera. It is genuinely insane.
Okay.
It's tied with Malignant and Titane for the most bonkers film of the year.
I skipped it, because I didn't know if it was going to be for me, but you've piqued my interest.
It's definitely a musical.
I'm not a musical guy.
Got a lot of songs in it.
Okay.
But it's more opera than it is musical.
Okay.
There's very much a musical number at the start, which is the one that's like longlisted for the Oscars or whatever. That is really good. So may we start. That's really good. But the rest of it is a lot less song than it is opera. So it's these more operatic tunes, and they slap. The singing. Adam Driver has some pipes on him. But it's not the music that... The music is simply the thing that kind of takes it like... It's an insane plot.
Yes.
And then the music is kind of what pushes it to being like, what the hell am I watching?
Okay, yeah.
He's a comedian. Adam Driver plays a comedian. His wife, I think Marianne something, I don't remember her name. She's really good. She's a singer. It's about their relationship. They have a baby.
Okay.
And the baby is a doll. Baby Annette.
Is the person who directed it French?
Yeah.
Fucking French people.
And it's by the same guy who did Holy Motors.
Yeah.
That one? Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know it.
Holy Motors is great. And Annette's also great. Baby Annette does some interesting things. And there is the film definitely... I thought the film would be about the relationship between the Adam Driver and his wife. It's more about the relationship between Adam Driver and his daughter. Baby doll Annette. And it's less even about that more than it's just about Adam Driver's character.
Okay.
And it's very... weird. You have to be on board with a certain like sense of not knowing what the hell's going on. But the performances are great. It looks great, and it is without a shadow of a doubt just bonkers. You watch the film and you're like, oh, what? Excuse me? Like, just play that one again?
Yeah.
But generally, the music, like the first song, the opening slaps. The opening number slaps. Yeah. And the film, I love the last scene in particular. The ending, it really, really does like tie it together. Like it is a great ending. And the second half is just so out of, just mad. It's just the film's. I struggle to talk about it because it's just mad. It's so mad. Like, whilst something like Malignant or something that has, like, a twist that makes you go, oh, whoa, okay, where did that come from? This is more...
It's just insane.
It's kind of like Titane, in the sense where it's insane all the way through. And nothing about this film, like... You're never, like, getting the film.
Yeah.
You always feel like you're, like, 5 steps behind. But it's just so entertaining. It's so entertaining throughout. And just so insanely... It's got the perfect, like, vibe for me. Of just being a film that's off its fucking head. It is off of its tits.
Yeah.
And Adam Driver commits. If you've ever wanted to see a film, and trust me, I did, where Adam Driver shouts, "It's tickle time," while running across trying to tickle someone, then this is the film for you. I saw a review or something on Letterboxd which was like, Adam Driver screamed, "It's tickle time," and some of my audience literally screamed.
In terror.
Either that or arousal. I can't tell which one.
I would say terror. I'd be terrified if Adam Driver was in like my room. I was like, it's tickle time.
It's tickle time.
I would be terrified.
It is genuinely just utter madness, but it's made by Adam Driver's sheer utter commitment to it.
Yeah.
He commits so hard to the point where like you're slightly worried for his mental health afterwards. Like he goes for it.
Yeah.
Every insane beat of the film, while you feel like you're 5 steps behind, you feel like Adam Driver's 1 step ahead. Okay. You feel like he's on the same wavelength as Leos. Like he gets it. And he's going for it. It is arguably one of my favorite performances of the year because Adam Driver's had a bloody good year.
Yeah, he has. Oh my god. Yeah. God. Him and Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, they've had like an amazing. But
Adam Driver, he's fantastic. He's genuinely fantastic. And it's not going to be everyone's thing.
No,
it's barely like 5 people's thing, but it is mad. It is genuinely out of its mind, and I can't like praise it enough for just the commitment to being that weird.
Yeah,
it's. Probably not is it a good film? Good question. But I love it because I think it's like genuinely, it feels like the equivalent of having a really drunk musical theatre friend.
Okay. Who's
just singing songs and you're like, why the hell are you singing that? And suddenly they like pull out like some doll they managed to steal a night out and they just start like punching it or something. And you're like, okay, you do that. I don't understand why you're doing that. But you know what?
But you respect it.
Exactly. And you're singing nicely, so I'm enjoying it. It's mad. It's mad. There are some scenes in particular, it's just... I don't get how they thought of it. It's one of those where you can't quite understand how the concept came about of Leos Carax, the guy who made Holy Motors, making a rock opera with the Sparks Brothers, starring Adam Driver.
Oh my god.
With a baby doll.
Saying
but also, literally, but also at the same time, it makes perfect sense. It is the kind of film you expect Leos Carax and the Sparks Brothers to make together, probably while in a bathtub taking cocaine.
Yeah.
It is the kind of film you expect. It's mad. Everyone should watch it, even if you don't like it.
I'm actually really curious about it now.
If you don't like it, absolutely fair. Like, I can completely understand that. But you should watch it.
I'm interested in it now.
Just to, like, vaguely, like, just to see if you get it.
Okay.
It's like a challenge more than anything else.
Okay. We should make that like a TikTok challenge. The net challenge.
How long can you get through a net before asking what the fuck's going on?
The devious net challenge instead of a devious lick.
And it's mad. It's mad. I promise my Pixar to get more normal after this. After a net.
Okay. Oh.
We know yours don't.
Mine. Well, there's some interesting ones.
Yeah.
Like the next one.
Okay.
Licorice Pizza. The new Paul Thomas Anderson joint.
I love Licorice Pizza. I love this film.
It's fantastic.
I think this film's fantastic.
It's one of those films where I watched it and I was like, why? Like, yeah, no, it is, of course. But why would I be surprised?
Yeah.
That it's fantastic.
It's one of those films where it's I understand. I was having a rant the other day about the whole, because obviously it's a film that's been plagued by debate. Because of
I've stayed entirely away from the discourse. I remember watching it thinking, you know what? I feel like there's been no controversy about this film. And then I looked and I was like, oh, never mind.
And I'd obviously get why the controversy's there, because for those who don't know, Licorice Pizza is about a 15-year-old guy who has a crush on a 25-year-old. And the 25-year-old is obviously not quite saying no, but also saying no, but also...
So it's one of them where I have like a very like weird take on the film, which I won't go into too much because it is like spoilers, but like I don't feel like the film was ever actually advocating
absolutely
that
not.
kind
So
of
that's the thing is,
film
and fiction. Look at Lolita, and like Lolita, it's just a really extreme example. Fiction can portray morally dubious things.
Sallow.
Which
even then, like Sallow, yeah, like I haven't seen Sallow, but like I know, but obviously a film can talk about those kind of things and show it. It doesn't mean it's advocating.
Absolutely, there's a difference between showing it and advocating for it. I understand people saying that the ending of Licorice Pizza maybe ever so slightly pushes it towards the advocating argument.
I personally think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
And I feel like, which I won't go into too much because it is spoilers.
Yes.
But I feel like that, that like to me is not advocating it. It's more so just, I think it's actually quite a sad ending.
Yeah.
Like, cause,
absolutely.
Yeah, because it's just kind of like, it's just an endless cycle.
Yeah.
Let's say. Like, it's just going to constantly be this, like, thing.
It's a film less about the relationship, more so, well, obviously not in her relationship, but about the bond, than it is a film, because the crush ends pretty quickly.
To be honest, like, a lot of the film is actually, like, quite repetitive.
Yeah. In
the sense of, a lot of it is basically, they do stuff together, they're friendly with each other, they more so act like friends.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah, and then,
it's a crush that initiates. So many... Thing is, I think people are stupid if they're going to say that 15-year-olds don't have crushes on adults.
Well, as well, it was the 70s.
Yeah, and also the whole point is that the character is a super mature, or he thinks he's super mature, thinks he's so ahead of his age.
Yeah,
that kind of character is going to crush on adults.
She's also quite immature.
She is immature, and she's not necessarily she's an attention seeker, but she's someone who's desperately needing attention. So, of course, the second someone gives her attention, she's going to try, she's going to...
Well, yeah, I mean, because I also thought there was, like, even, like, an element of, like, manipulation, almost.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe not intentional, but even just the idea of, like, he has a crush on this girl, but then the moment any other girl has started to talk to him, he just completely fucking swats it away like a fly.
Yes.
Like, that thing on the, like when they, like, hang out together for the first time properly when they're on the plane.
Yeah.
And then, like, the stewardess comes over. As like talking about the whole like you're like an actor, like flirting with him, and the way he just immediately fucking like ignores her, and like she's not even there. Yes. It's like I don't think for 1 minute that it was advocating it. I think it's more so just these are both very flawed people.
Yes.
Like one of them's a child, and that's where the flaw is because he's obviously immature.
Yes.
Like, and then the other one is just she's childish.
Yeah.
Like she's in her 20s, and she's constantly having to like. She's jealous, she's angry, and she needs that attention.
Yes.
But I don't think it was ever, like, advocating to be like,
absolutely not.
Like, Paul Thomas Anderson doesn't come out at the end and go, this kind of relationship is A-okay. Like, he doesn't do that.
Pedophilia?
It's pretty swag.
Yeah.
Like,
no, absolutely not. No, it's a film, if anything, shining, like, on why, it's not good.
No, it's just show. Honestly, right, it's his version of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, no, I agree with
Like,
that.
it doesn't really have a story.
Not really.
Really at all. It's
No.
very, like, vignettes. Like, it's like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where it's, like, it's more so just a series of events
Yes.
that just occur around these people. Some people will come in for a bit, like Sean Penn will come in, Tom Waits,
Bradley Cooper,
who's his whole segment is my favourite part of the film.
No, same.
He is
mad.
so funny in that film. He's amazing.
I love Bradley Cooper.
He is so funny in that film.
Yeah.
Like, just that whole sequence is hilarious.
Yes.
Like,
yeah,
it's
definitely.
like, you know, it's but that's what a lot of it is. It's kind of just, it's basically just a bunch of different sequences with these people that just end.
Yeah.
Like that. It's as simple as that.
It's such a beautiful film. It's such a vibey film.
Yeah, honestly, yeah,
it's such a vibey film.
Yeah, the music in it's great.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of it. It's just fantastic.
It's so vibey. It's a comedy that feels, it's also genuinely very funny.
Yeah.
It's genuinely very, very, very funny.
Yeah, it is. It's like it really is absolutely hilarious. I was surprised. Like,
no, completely.
and like, cause like even like, cause there was also the thing about like, what did you think about the Asian jokes in the film? That was the other point of controversy as well.
I think I get the intention, and I think they should have been. I don't think they should have been in the film, but I'm not mad about them.
I admittedly chuckled at it, but the reason why is because I understood that the joke is not haha he's doing a funny voice.
Yes.
The joke is basically that look at this fucking idiot.
Yes.
Talking like this.
Yes.
It could like talking this way to someone when, you know, because even I don't think like it was basically like, I feel like it maybe the scene could have been done a bit better to maybe show that off more, but I don't. It reminds me of because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood had a lot of this discourse as well.
Yes.
Like I remember like the Bruce Lee scene where everyone was talking about how offensive that was, but I was like, but that's a dream sequence. Yeah. That in no way was Quentin Tarantino saying that, like, you know, that he was like that. It's a dream.
No,
like the film makes that very clear. Like, because at the end you see Brad Pitt after all that entire sequence going like it was obviously he was obviously dreaming about something. That's probably not how it happened. Or like the violence at the end. It's like, it's the fucking Manson family.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's obviously intent, and like I understand like some of the complaints. I do think they raise some good points, but I also think some of it's been overblown a bit.
Yes,
especially the age gap.
Oh yeah, completely.
That's where I'm a bit like, okay.
It's a shame that this brilliant film is kind of getting overshadowed by the discourse.
Yeah, exactly. It's being overshadowed by that, and like by a lot of people who I feel like who are kind of like missing like the forest for the trees a little bit.
Yes.
Where they're just being like, you know, they're focusing on this point, but then like they either haven't watched the film, or they've watched it and haven't taken it in. Like they went into it with a bias already, rather than actually giving it a chance.
Yeah, because it's a shame, because it's a genuinely really great film.
It's fantastic.
It's a fantastic film.
It's a really, really, like, just, incredible. I loved it.
I think, you know, if Paul Thomas Anderson just wants to keep just making films forever, please do.
Best dad, he's one of the best directors out there.
Oh, definitely one of the best working today. By a mile one of the best working today.
Yeah.
He is definitely, I mean, he's made a lot of hits. Like, Licorice Pizza is fantastic. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
I would have chosen to talk about it if you hadn't.
I started off, yeah.
Yeah, it's mad. It's great. Have you seen Coda?
No, I've not. It's on Apple TV, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Coda. So, funny story with Coda. Horrible Histories of the movie Rotten Romans came out a few years ago.
Okay.
That film I went and saw in cinemas, even though I've never seen Horrible Histories. Don't ask why. I did a double viewing of that film and Angry Birds 2, and that was one of the most bizarre days of my life.
Okay.
But the point I'm making is basically Horrible Histories of the movie Rotten Romans had a certain actress in it as its star. This actress called Amelia Jones.
She's the star of Coda.
She is. Now, Amelia Jones, I saw in this film and I was like, you know what? She's a very good actress. And she's like similar age to me. So I was like, you know what? Sure. This is, I'm now emotionally connected to this person. And so I just kind of like have been an Amelia Jones fan ever since. I haven't seen Lock and Key though, so I don't know really what I'm doing. I'm a bad Amelia Jones fan. But like, for instance, like behind me, if you haven't been watching this on YouTube, I have 2 pictures of Amelia Jones on my wall. And it became a running joke with me and one of my friends where we would just send each other the same picture of Amelia Jones. And so for my birthday, they got me 20 identical pictures of Amelia Jones.
Is it that picture of Amelia Jones?
Yeah, it's that picture of
It's
Amelia
that
Jones.
exact picture.
And then I was just again like looking to see, what's Amelia Jones doing recently? Or like I saw her on social media advertising stuff. And she was advertising this little movie called Coda.
Okay. Now
I was like, okay, you know, it's like Amelia Jones is not a big actress by any name. Like
no, she's still quite small. But
so I was like, okay, Coda. You know, I'm sure this film will like, you know, it'll be an alright film that will like play at a couple festivals, and I'll watch it and I'll be like, okay, that was cool, and just kind of be like, this is my Amelia Jones film of the year.
Yeah.
And then I looked on Letterboxd, and it's getting good reviews.
People love it. Yeah.
People really like this film. And then there was this Oscar talk, and now it's going to get nominated for Best Picture, and Amelia Jones got nominated for a SAG award, because it's for Best Ensemble, and is longlisted for a BAFTA.
And it will probably be nominated for a BAFTA, I imagine.
And that's very cool, because now I genuinely get like this, you know, people always go, I was here first.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like I have that feeling now, and that's...
Yeah. I love that feeling. I'm like a small introvert bit.
Yeah.
Almost. If that film blows up, I was there. Host, I was like that.
Yeah.
Host, I was there. Day one. I watched it the day it came out before it blew up. Yeah.
Like I feel like I've been a fan of Amelia Jones since the OG days of Horrible Histories of the movie.
I was there from the beginning. Maybe we should send this to her. Maybe she'll like send you a message, be like, "Thanks for being a fan."
Maybe she'll become my friend. Hi, Amelia. No.
Do you want to be Tom's friends?
I don't know why. I just for some reason really like just was like, you know what, this actress, I'm just gonna like I just care about her now.
Yeah.
And I just
you have an emotional attachment.
Exactly. And I'm now like in you know, this film I have a vibe with. But so I watched it the day it came out on Apple TV, obviously. I watched it with the friend who like gave me the 20 Amelia Jones photos.
Yes.
And so just off the bat, I have so much emotional attachment to this film. Mm-hmm. And if it was bad, I was gonna cry.
You have 20 identical photos worth of attachment.
Exactly. And 21 actually, because one of those
21
was a new photo.
Aha.
But I cried anyway.
Okay.
But because of how good the film was.
Oh, okay.
Because Coda is really brilliant.
Okay.
Even further to add to my emotional connection to this film before that I even watched the film.
It's just a really good film.
It's a remake of a French film that I've already seen.
Oh? I didn't know that. I know it was a remake. What's the film called?
It's a remake of a film called Le Bellier Family.
Oh.
Which is, and it's sort of got the same plot, obviously, about basically this girl who is played by Amelia Jones in Coda, shout out, who is, she's this singer, or at least she's getting into singing, but her entire family is deaf. Mm-hmm. So she basically has to choose between either pursuing a singing career or staying as the interpreter for her deaf family. Mm-hmm. And that's a pretty massive decision, to be fair, because obviously what the film does is, and I've seen a lot of people describe the film as super predictable, super simple, but so well done. Mm-hmm. It is so well done.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's about basically this, you know, it shows the deaf family and how they both cope with and without her, and it obviously breaks your heart though, because you also see how happy she is when she's pursuing singing.
Yeah.
And so it's essentially creating this dilemma. And it's a very interesting dilemma, because it's very much this idea of, do you follow your passions or do you stick to what if you feel like you need to do out of kindness? You put kindness first, you put yourself first. It's a genuinely interesting dilemma. It's a simple dilemma. It's a dilemma that's obviously not anything groundbreaking, anything new. It's literally a remake of a French film.
But it's interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. And Amelia Jones obviously kills it. Fantastic actress. Can't wait for her an Oscar. But the supporting actors are really good. Troy Kotsur is the dad, is fantastic. In particular, the film's really funny. Really funny. Like, it doesn't like spend all its time being like depressing and sad. The deaf family are genuinely hilarious in it. And they use actual deaf actors.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, that's cool.
Absolute shout out. And I don't know whether or not this was... I watched it without subtitles. So the deaf language, I didn't know what they were saying. I don't know whether or not that's like was what was intended or whether or not, but that's how I watched it.
That would actually, I would say that's probably better.
It added a lot to it.
Yeah.
It added, and you can still obviously tell what's going on without even knowing sign language. But there's particularly one scene at the very end of the film, which is the final. I don't care. I'm happy to spoil the scene because it's not a scene that needs it to work.
Coda's not really a film with spoilers, though.
Exactly.
Either, is it? It's more of a standard like drama.
And what happens is the performance.
Yeah.
It's the singing performance from Amelia Jones's character. Obviously, the deaf family go. They can't hear what she's saying. So what the film does is she starts singing, and then it cuts to the deaf family's perspective.
Oh, so it's completely silent.
Yeah.
Okay.
While you watch the deaf family try and understand how good she is from looking at everyone else's reactions.
Oh.
I'm getting a little emotional talking about it.
That's okay. That's quite...
It is...
I can imagine that being quite powerful.
It's my favourite scene of the year. Straight up of anything. Even better than Titane fucking a car. I mean, that's a close second.
Second, I mean, fucking car. You'll see that every day.
Yeah, like, genuinely, it's a fantastic scene. It is the perfect conclusion to that story. And it is... Yeah. Okay. Coda is fantastic. It is... No, obviously, I'm ever so biased. But in terms of small independent dramas, I don't think they get any better than that. They struggle to get better than this. This film I saw early on in the year, and then it's just kind of been like throughout the entire year, being like, yeah, this is the film I want to champion. This is the film I want to be like, film. If it gets when it gets nominated for Best Picture, I'll probably cry.
Needs to do a sequel now with blind people. And the deaf and the blind have to fight each other. That's the plan.
Look, as long as Amelia Jones in it.
Amelia Jones,
that's all I care.
She has to be like there's like two Amelia Joneses now. They both exist. There's basically now an Amelia Jones for every single
Spider-Man No Way Home.
There's a multiverse.
But yeah, Coda I can't recommend enough. It is.
Yeah. I'm interested in it now.
If you don't mind, like, obviously a plot where you know where it's going, then you know what the ending's going to be.
If it does it well, like,
it does that. It's got heart. If I was talking about like the rough but like, sincere. Coda is, it's smooth, but it is, if you see the rough part as the predictable plotting, then you stick with it because of its heart and how well it's done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm so happy I can put it on a list of my 5 favourite films of the year. Because I was so excited for this film, and it lived up to my expectations.
Yeah.
Like 100%. It's probably the only film this year that did. Aside from... Actually, no, that's a lie. Well, no, we'll get to the other two. They both surpassed my expectations. Okay. But this one definitely was like, I'm so happy that this film exists and this film's amazing. And when he gets nominated for an Oscar, there will be tears that day. If Amelia Jones gets nominated for a BAFTA, you will not see me for another week.
What would happen if she was nominated for the Oscar, but it went to like Jennifer Lawrence and Don't Look Up?
I don't want to get nominated for the Oscar purely because I don't think I could handle her losing to fucking Nicole Kidman.
And being the Ricardos.
No, I couldn't live with that. But yeah, Coda, fantastic film. Genuinely fantastic film. More people need to see it.
I will add it to my watch list.
You need to.
I will.
Just for Amelia Jones.
Just for her.
Just for Amelia Jones.
Hi, Amelia Jones, if you're seeing this. We love you.
Hi, Amelia Jones.
I don't think I've seen you in a single film.
Horrible Histories, the movie, is fantastic.
Maybe I'll make that one my first. Horrible Histories, not Coda.
She was the best part of Horrible Histories.
I imagine she was.
Bonkers film. She was the best part.
Why? But I have to ask, why did you watch Horrible Histories, the movie, Rotten Romans?
I know, like the Odeon Limitless cards?
Yeah.
So I had one of those.
I have one.
yeah, so I had one of those. So I went into Odeon and I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch 2 films today. I looked to see what was available and I was like, I don't remember what was it with, but it was obviously like a really quiet weekend. If the films I want to see were Horrible Histories, the movie, and Angry Birds 2. And I was like, you know what? How bad can it be? So I got back seat, like middle.
Okay.
Like I got that seat. Went and saw it by myself. Horrible Histories, the movie. Never seen Horrible Histories. Had no idea what it was about. No idea what was going on. Sat there. Amelia Jones appears on my screen. Oh wow, this is my new favourite film of all time.
Jesus Christ. Okay. My number 3.
Yeah.
Is Bo Burnham Inside.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
A little backstory.
Okay.
I love Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
I discovered Bo Burnham back. I think it was just after he released What.
Okay.
His 2013 show. It was just after that I discovered him. and I just fucking, oh my god, like I just was absolutely like in love with like his, you know, with just the way like, you know, his comedy was up my street, but also just his music was like genuinely like really funny, but also had like really nice like points as well. And then he made Make Happy, which was kind of like a completely different like direction for his comedy. It was a lot more like personal, and I remember watching that, and again also just finding that incredible. And then he took a break.
Yes.
Couldn't stand up for a while because it was giving him panic attacks, like serious panic attacks.
Yeah.
Jordan Watt, I think, was when. So he made Make Happy as kind of a response to that. And then to be, you know, he didn't do much for a while. He was in probably Young Woman.
Didn't you? He directed a fucking film.
Shit, yeah, he did, didn't he? I totally no, but okay, no. But what I mean is like, but like he directed a film. And he was in Promising Young Woman, but like around that, he wasn't like, because I think he specifically said he was going to do more acting. Yeah. When he said he wasn't in much other than Promising Young Woman. Like he directed 8th Grade, which I actually still haven't seen 8th Grade yet. I don't know how I haven't. I don't know why that it's just completely. No, it's like
my flatmate Alicia, who like she loves Bo Burnham. She got me to watch the entirety of Zack Stone. And then she hasn't seen 8th Grade. Yeah. It's like, how have you not? I
don't know how I haven't seen it. I don't know how.
It's just so good.
I think I was gonna try and see it in cinemas, but then they released it the same day over here as Endgame.
Of course.
Which was like, I think I just was like, oh, I'll see it in the cinema, and it just never happened. I just never saw it. I've no idea why.
No.
I keep saying to myself, I need to watch it. I don't know why I haven't.
You do. Go and watch it right now.
I'm gonna try and watch it soon.
Good.
I think I'm gonna try.
But inside.
But yeah, so eventually on his Instagram, he just posts like a picture of a door, and like with no caption. It was a bit like like it was like, oh, what the fuck's he doing? Like nice. At first, I was like,
what the fuck? Nice.
Pun, not intelligence. It's not just gonna be a pun now every time I say what. Aha. Yeah, I feel
that really makes me happy.
I was like, I didn't know what it was gonna be, and fuck me. Oh my god. Oh, we're going insane. Too many good movies.
We spent too much time inside.
Yeah. Stop. Stop, please. I beg. Oh my god.
Alright, for the 8th time, let's do it.
You need to mention grades. Yeah, so he released a tease, and I didn't know what it was going to be. I was thinking like a new stand-up special. I was like, okay, either that or maybe Zack Stone season 2. That was on MTV and killed it with like, you know. But no, it was a new stand-up special. Yeah. But it wasn't like with an audience. It was just completely in one room. Yeah. He was staying inside. And yeah, so but it was like, so I obviously couldn't wait. Yes. I was like, oh my god, the new special. The moment it hit Netflix, I immediately put it on. Like I was waiting for it. Yeah. I was like, and it came on. And I remember like watching it and like I was like, it ended, and I was like, I loved it. But like it was one of them where I had to kind of like sit on it for a little bit. Yes. Because it was so overwhelming in the sense of like there's so much in that. There's a lot of like great music, you know, really nice, like funny like jokes and stuff, and it is very funny. It's got jokes. It's got jokes. But no, like it was really funny, but it also is incredibly sad. Yeah. In some parts and incredibly upsetting.
I watched it twice in one day, and I think I cried a lot that day.
Yeah, it's really. I got very close to crying. I ended up not, but in my head I was like, fuck me, this is like really heavy.
It's simultaneously the saddest thing I've ever seen, funniest thing I've ever seen, but also the most inspiring thing I've ever seen. Yeah. Because Bo Burnham, if he can do that by himself in one room, then why haven't I? And so I did. Yeah. And so I made, like, because of that film and because of watching that, I made a short film that was all in one room using like Bo Burnham style, like very much inspired by Bo Burnham.
And that's the thing, because it's the film's very much a rough
Yeah.
Like, it's literally just, it doesn't really have it doesn't really have much of like a rhythm to it. It's kind of just out of order. This was what he was doing.
Lost to Hamilton.
What?
It lost to Hamilton at the Emmys.
Shit, it did, didn't it?
It lost to Hamilton.
Lin-Manuel Miranda needs to be stopped.
He literally does.
He needs
Vivo.
to be stopped.
Encanto.
We don't talk
about Bruno.
Everyone's fucking singing that.
I know.
I don't get it.
I know.
I don't get it.
Genuinely, I was watching Encanto and it got to We Don't Talk About Bruno and I literally said, I think the words I literally said afterwards were, I'm underwhelmed.
I'm very underwhelmed.
Because everyone was building up saying, all the different styles in the song are insane. So I was expecting like heavy metal.
So just
an opera. It's just they just talk slightly faster.
Oh.
It's just different speeds. It's the same thing, it's just different speeds.
Yeah, so...
Anyway, Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about Bo Burnham?
Bo Burnham inside.
What do you have to say? These jokes really make me happy.
Oh my god! I actually regret bringing this up now. Yeah, but no, it's really funny.
Yes.
It's just, it's really fun, but yeah, it is just incredibly sad. And like,
yeah.
It's sort of like, That Funny Feeling is an incredible song. It's a really just amazing song.
Yeah.
All Eyes on Me as well.
Yeah.
It's really good.
The ending song.
Yeah. Which is kind of just all of them kind of put together.
There's so many different moments of Inside that just hit me so like, they were just kind of like, I'm so fascinated by Inside as an actual creation.
Yeah, like, it's one of those, like, and it's weird that I'm saying that about a comedy special.
Yes.
Because, like, a comedy special is usually someone goes up and goes, I'm going to tell some jokes. And, like, that's typically
My mother-in-law.
Yeah, what's the deal with airline food? Like,
No, exactly.
Like, it's like, simple. Like, whereas this, like, it's weird. Like, I watched it, I was like, I just did not expect it to be the way it was. And, like, it's incredible. I mean, I don't think he's going to do any more stand-up now. I feel like he might not, because I feel like he needed to do this to get it out of his system. I don't know if he will. I would obviously love if he did.
I'd never say never, but I definitely don't think it's going to be any soon.
No, yeah, I feel like...
If anything, watching Inside makes me want to see him direct another film.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer to see him do, like, something else. Maybe he wrote a film a while ago called, like, Fat Chick Gay Kid. Or something. Like, I kind of want him to do that.
Go on. Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Either I'll just get him to direct a Marvel movie, just for the crack. Let's burn his talents on a Marvel movie.
He's gonna direct fucking Eternals 2. Eternals 2 direct.
You know what? That's the thing that would make me go see that movie.
Yeah. Even if there's no identity, you would not know it's a Bo Burnham film. Would not know.
He's talented though.
Yeah, he's incredible. Like, he's an incredible comedian. Can I be the thing is, like, as well with Bo Burnham, is that I like a lot of these comedy specials that have been released over, like, where they do try and take a bit more of a serious angle.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes some of them forget that they're meant to be funny.
Yes.
At the same time. And it's like they focus too much on this, like, particularly, we're trying to be serious. We're trying to be anti-comedy. Whereas, like, Bo Burnham's like, he will do that, but then he will make you laugh immediately afterwards.
No, completely.
Or he will make a song that's talking about how depressed he is, but you'll be laughing at it.
Yes.
But that's the intent, and that's kind of, he's doing it deliberately in a way where it hits more, because he's very deliberate on how the tone of what he wants to set. And yeah, it's just, it was one of those, like, I was not disappointed at all. But it was one of those where I had to, like, let it sit for a while. And I was like, once it got to the end, I was like, I had like a shower afterwards, after I watched it, and I was like, kind of just like sitting there, just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of them where, like, I really had to let it sit there for a while. But no, it was just absolutely fantastic. It's
brilliant.
It. Yeah,
it's
Bo Burnham's incredible.
Yeah. Dune.
I liked Dune. I thought it was good.
I went into Dune. Denis Villeneuve.
I say how do I say it? How do I say it? Because I say it in a bunch of different ways. I usually say like Denis Villeneuve.
Sure.
I say that. But I see some people say like
Denny.
Denis Villeneuve. It's like, what? Like, who says it like that?
I've never been the biggest fan of his. I've liked his films, but I've never had one where I've been like, ooh, boner.
See, I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
He's actually one of my favourite directors. I love him. Like, Blade Runner 2049.
I love Prisoners.
Prisoners is...
I haven't seen Sicario.
Sicario.
I love...
Enemy's
I think... I haven't seen Enemy. Arrival, I think, is good. And so with Blade Runner, I think both of them are good.
Polytechnique and Incendies as well.
I need to see those, yeah.
Good.
But so I kind of went into Dune going, I know everyone's hyping this up, and I know people are like saying, they love this. I will see. I don't have any expectations. I will see it. Like, I'm just kind of curious. And what would you know? I loved it. I really, really, really loved it. I love being confused. That's my favorite emotion. And Dune definitely made me feel somewhat confused. But also, I disagree with people who say Dune's hard to follow. It's hard to follow if you're asleep. But
if you're passed out while you're watching it, yes, it's hard to follow.
But aside from that, like, I went to see it with my sister, who's like 16 or something. And like, she's like, a Marvel fanatic. She understood Dune. She was
I would say it's not that hard to follow.
No,
I'd say like it's like Blade Runner and Dune. I think are both quite like easy to follow. I think it's similar in that way. Yeah. I
think Dune for me is the perfect blockbuster. Not quite perfect, because I think the film definitely has its problems, but I think it has very little of them. The film is obviously one of the most beautiful films to come out recently.
Yes.
And I 100% am of the opinion that every film should be made in a Dune style from now on.
They should all have soundtracks like Dune.
They should all have soundtracks like Dune. They should all just bagpipes. I think they use bagpipes.
Bagpipes and a woman screaming.
Yeah. We should have. I'd be like, there's so many films that I think about now. And I'd be like, what if they were done like Dune? Like, do Harry Potter but Dune.
Okay, so I was looking forward to Dune.
Yeah.
Naturally, because it's a new film from the guy.
Yeah.
I watched it. I was like, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
But that was it. I was kind of saying,
and this is why I'm the reviewer.
And that's my, like, probably... Now, granted, I would say over time, I'm liking it more.
Good.
And I think my main problem with the film was the fact that it essentially...
It gives you blue balls.
Yeah. And it kind of just doesn't end.
Yeah.
Now, my problem with that is... Now, I don't mind it with the film like Lord of the Rings, say, for example. Like, which, But the problem with that was because when I watched Dune, there was no guarantee that we were getting another one.
See, this is the point that people make, and this is the point where I'm always like, well, yeah, if Lord of the Rings flopped, you wouldn't have got a new one.
But when they were making Lord of the Rings, they committed to the full frame, and like they were already making the second one, so it would have probably... I don't know what would have happened if it flopped, but I think it probably would have came out anyway, purely because they already committed to it.
See, this is the thing, I just don't get, like... Obviously, like, we didn't know for certain Dune was going to get a Dune 2, but...
Yeah.
I don't think that, like... you should still look at it, I think, as a part one. Even if there wasn't any...
Yeah.
It's a film that was made as a part one, so I feel like you should still see it as a part one.
I think my problem as well is just how it...
Because it's like, called Dune Part 1.
It is, but the marketing doesn't call it that. And it's,
I think that's more of a sly on the market.
Well, yeah, exactly. And like, because I was thinking like It, for example.
Yeah.
It is a part 1.
Yeah.
But they leave the part 1 for that is at the very end.
Yes.
But It Part 1 still works as a complete film.
Sure.
That film was made, and then they made Part 2 kind of immediately afterwards. But Part 1 still works as its own thing. So let's say if It hypothetically flopped, I could just come on and be like, okay, that's fine, I'm satisfied. Whereas one with Dune, at least in my eyes, was I watched it and I was like, this is a really good 50% of a film. But I was like, but I can 100% see my opinion changing when Part 2 actually comes out. Like 100%, I could see. That's why I kind of want to watch part 1. I kind of want to do a double bill of it when it comes out. I'm hoping.
Oh, absolutely, I will.
I'm hoping some cinemas, when part 2 comes out, put them together.
Dune.
Dudes.
But I mean, Dune for me is just so much of what I want in a blockbuster.
No, it's one of them. It's like, there is the effects incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of the performances are great. I love Jason Momoa in it.
For some reason, the one who really stood out to me was Josh Brolin.
Yeah, he was good at it as well.
Don't know why. I think he just had one line of something like that. I'm smiling, and I was like, and then that was just kind of made the film for me. The villain.
Yeah.
Floating Blood Man. Yeah. I think is fantastic.
He was cool. I like him.
Honestly, there's not a thing. I think the it's Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, she's good, isn't it?
She's fantastic.
Zendaya is hot. She gets to be hot.
Timothy Chalamet is. I had to warm to his performance.
He was okay,
but I also completely understand who's playing the Messiah, and that's quite a difficult role to be.
Yeah, like I mean, granted as well. I think from what I know, I think part 2 he kind of takes a back seat. I think in the next one, I think Zendaya kind of becomes the lead. I think that's how the book goes. Is like a lot of it's because I assume with the book there's probably a really clear midway point, which I think is why they've done it the way they have.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like I think, like I thought it was fine in it. I think for me, it's like I was cold on it.
Yeah.
But I think I can see myself like I like it more than I thought over it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I've like, cause I'm like, okay, like, because I think now knowing that there's a part 2 coming, I kind of like it more.
Yes.
Like, okay, now I know there's another one coming. Now I know I'm getting the rest of it.
Yeah.
I think also as well, like, also just the idea of like I have to wait 2 years for the next one. Like I'm fine with that, but I'm also like,
I've been waiting for the same video game since I was like 12. So
which game?
It's got a game in Azuma 11, Great Road of Heroes. I've been waiting for since I was 12.
Oh, I was gonna say like I thought you were gonna say like Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh, absolutely
and I was like,
not.
I'm sorry, bro, it's not gonna happen.
I was waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 for like my life.
You know what? 2 fit that did come out. That actually did.
See, so I can wait 2 years. I can happily wait 2 years for Dune. I can happily Dune 2.
I will say I was actually surprised by how well it done.
We'll be having this conversation again in 2 years when I tell you why Dune 2 is the greatest film ever made.
I genuinely was shocked at how well it done.
Yeah.
Because I honestly expected it to be another Blade Runner.
No, I get what you mean.
It was just a complete flop.
Because Chalamet is an interesting effect on.
That's what I mean. I feel like I guess he probably was a big help in that.
Ryan Gosling definitely is not the.
He's our box office draw, but I thought Blade Runner might have been enough.
No.
I don't know.
That's like relying on Matrix to be enough.
But
if anything, less so.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Matrix is probably more ingrained in today's pop culture than Blade
Although
Runner
Keanu Reeves would have been a good, I feel like Matrix should have been just released at another time.
Yeah,
I feel like that's probably what affected it. If it released,
Dune didn't have too much competition.
No, because Dune came out like after Bond.
Yeah, it was the big tentpole.
It was like in between, like it is like the big tentpole. It was between Bond and Eternals.
Yeah,
so it had like 2 weeks to itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was fine.
It was fine. And
I feel like it would have been more without HBO Max, maybe a little bit more.
I don't like that because I think it's a film you need to see in cinemas. If not, just so you don't get distracted.
Yeah, I do think that was probably the one film.
That's probably why people are fucking saying people are watching Dune on their fucking smart fridges. And then, like, going to check on the baby every 5 minutes. And they're like, you know what? I just can't follow this film.
Look. David Lynch once made a video talking about people on their telephones. And he called it such a sadness. And I agree. Do not watch films on your phone. No. I'm sorry, just don't do it.
Either watch films in cinemas or watch films on your smart fridge. Those are the only two options.
Yeah, actually. Or your Tesla.
Yeah.
Watch them on your Tesla.
Watch them on the little screen in your car. Yeah. Or how about you just skip the middle step, watch them on your Apple Watches.
Watch them on your Game Boy Advance. Watch them there.
Load them into your DSi flip notes.
You know my girlfriend, right? She told me, you know that film Gerald game?
Yes.
Yeah, she watched that on her Nintendo 3DS.
I watched Spider-Man 2 on my PSP.
No, you see, no, that's all right though, because that had UMD. That was like, that UMD video. That shit was amazing. I watched the South Park movie on that.
Nice.
That was incredible. Loved it. Transformers the movie as well. Watched that in there. But Gerald game, the scene when you fucking imagine seeing that in like 3DS quality. Like, she told me that, and I genuinely, I don't understand.
That's so funny.
Gerald's Game.
That's so mad.
But, like, I don't know. Like, Dune was one of them. Like, you have to watch that in the cinema.
Yeah.
You have to.
No, yeah.
In IMAX, ideally.
Completely.
Like, it's just, yeah.
It's brilliant. It's really, really brilliant. And I'm just so happy we have blockbusters we can think about now. Yeah. Instead of being Marvel, where you just kind of go, oops, daisies. With Dune, I spent I genuinely got back from watching Dune and spent 2 hours researching the religious context of Dune because I was just so interested in learning more about this film.
Yeah.
And just learning about the spiritual themes, the religious themes, the biblical themes. I've just said the word religious 3 different ways.
And that's why I was shocked it's done quite well.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, because in some ways to me, I think it's even less accessible than Blade Runner.
No, completely.
Blade Runner is actually pretty. I feel like Blade Runner is actually very simple to follow.
Yeah,
it's not hard to follow at all. It's easy. It's it's more so that Blade Runner just takes its time with that. Like, I mean, I love that for that reason. I fucking love. I mean, I think Blade Runner is way better than Dune, personally.
Interesting opinion.
Yeah, it's way better.
No, that's fair.
But admittedly, Blade Runner, I just love that aesthetic.
Yeah.
Runner, so that's probably why I fucking love. That's better than the original. It's my hot take.
Wow. Okay,
I
don't agree with that. But you know what, Aaron? You're allowed to be wrong sometimes. What's your number 2? So I can say that you're wrong.
My number 2 is Pig.
I like Pig.
You like it?
I like Pig.
Okay.
I don't have any strong feelings about Pig. I like it. I think Nicolas Cage is fantastic. And then I just kind of go, yeah, all right, next film.
So Pig was one of those films that kind of just appeared out of nowhere.
Yes.
Nicolas Cage had a film about a pig.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I was expecting it, admittedly, to be another John Wick.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I didn't watch the trailer for it.
Yeah.
I typically don't watch trailers. I try not to. But I was okay. But admittedly, I was also Neon is releasing it. And they're quite an indie distributor. And they release weird stuff that are a bit like A24. I think it's always better.
A24's overrated. But that's the conversation for a different video.
Neon are getting way better than them now.
Yeah.
But at least Neon would have released a film that's not censored, like what they tried to do with Pleasure.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear about that? Fucking
what?
Pleasure was a film that A24 picked up from Sundance last year.
Yeah. I know.
It's from the porn industry. A24 tried to cut the film to be rated R, which the director was like. I think the rest must have been like, no, what are you doing? Don't. So I think they left A24 and Neon took it on and we're like, we'll release it full NC-17.
Yeah.
It's like, so they're better. They're better now. Yeah, they're way fucking better now. But yeah, so I saw that, I was like, okay, they're releasing it. So I'm like, is it going to be a John Wick kind of film? What is it, something else? And then I saw a few people saying, it's not what you think. It's not, So I was like, okay. So then I watched it one night. I cried when I watched it.
Nice.
I just didn't expect to love it as much as it did.
Yeah.
I think what I love about it is it's so simple.
Yeah.
A bit like Coded a little bit, where it's just he's lost his pig, so he's going around with the fucking guy from Hereditary, just walking around with him in the city trying to find the pig. But while he's doing that, he's also looking at his past.
Yeah.
Basically, dead simple. But I feel a lot of it's Nicolas Cage. It's one of the best performances I think he's ever had. Might be his best for me personally. He's fucking incredible in it.
That's fair.
That scene in the restaurant when he's talking to the fucking guy in that, it's so good.
Yeah.
The end, the last 10 minutes when he just he's incredible. Because Nicolas Cage is a fantastic actor.
Yes.
He is. I hate that people don't realise that.
Same with Adam Sandler.
Yeah. No, he 100% is a fantastic actor. But what it is, Nicolas Cage, he's in a lot of shit films. Admittedly, he gives it his all in those films.
Yes.
He does try.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, it's those films are shit.
No, completely.
But he's not shitting them. He's trying.
Yes.
He's not like Bruce Willis.
Yes.
He fucking goes in, gives them nothing.
Bruce Willis did about 7 films this year.
Yeah, and he probably... And then all the posters are going to be the exact same.
Genuinely, they all look made up.
Yeah.
They look like Photoshop Bruce Willis
posters. Well, because funny enough, they use the same pose of him in a bunch of these posters for them because he won't do any photo shoots. He won't do them, so they have to keep using the same picture of like Bruce Willis with a gun. Like,
of course.
They have to keep using it. It's terrible.
Of course.
Yeah, because he's I can't stand them. But like Nicolas Cage, like, you know, he does try in everything that he does. Even the worst films he's in, he gives a good performance.
Yeah.
Because he tries and he genuinely he does treat a lot of these like directors with respect. Because like, you know, even I think he probably thinks to himself like, yeah, like these films might be shit, but some of these directors, it's their first film.
Yeah.
So I'll give them a good performance. I'll listen to them. He might be shit, but that might be that's just the director giving him a bit of a shitty direction. But Pig is like, he just gets to just be serious Nick Cage, and he's incredible when he does that.
Yeah.
And like, but even then, he's serious, but also Pig is really funny.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that. It's a really funny film. Like the guy from Hereditary, is it Nat or Alex Wolff? The two identical brothers. I don't know which one's which. I think it's Alex.
Yeah.
I think that
feels right.
The guy from Hereditary is also in Jumanji. He's really funny in it.
Yeah.
But he's also got like some bits as well which are quite emotional. And like, you know, he's got his own like shit that he deals with Nicolas Cage's character. And just, yeah, it's one of those films like, I just watched it and at the end I was like, I was just completely blown away. But admittedly, it's a film. It's my kind of film.
Yes.
Like, and it's exactly the film I kind of like. It's short and sweet as well. It's like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I love films like that. Like that just get to the point. And I don't mind a slow film. Absolutely not. But I do lean more towards a film like that gets to the point but doesn't sacrifice anything.
Yes.
Doesn't sacrifice any nuance or character or anything.
Yeah.
It's just, But you know what is really sad?
What?
It's the guy who directed Pig is apparently directing the Quiet Place spin-off.
I saw that. I like A Quiet Place.
Yes. So, I'm okay. Like, if they give him full control, but I don't know. Because to be fair, the guy who was directed before him was Jeff Nichols. Now, Jeff Nichols I feel like he actually was perfect for it. Yeah. Because he done like Midnight Special, which and that's kind of what I was thinking. Is it gonna be that kind of thing, maybe? Oh, like Take Shelter. Yeah. Or something like. I was like, okay, like I actually think he's quite a good fit for like a more indie. I mean, we have no idea what this spin-off is. Yes. Yeah. So is it like, you know? I wouldn't mind if it is something completely different. So that does depress me a little bit. But I'm hoping either he's doing this for the money, like Barry Jenkins is for Lion King 2. Oh my god. Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's directing that. I assume he's doing that for the money.
He has to be.
He has to be doing that for the money.
What is that film going to be?
Why is it going to be based on the Lion King 2 directed DVD movie?
Better be based on Lion King 1.5.
1.5. What is it? Is it 1.5 or 1.5?
I think it's 1.5.
It's 1.5. I don't know.
1.3 wouldn't make sense. 1.5 makes perfect sense.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's 1.5.
But I think it was good. They still wanted to have like a 3 in there somehow.
Yeah. Is it 1.5?
I think I'm sure it's either 1.5 or 1/3. And if I remember right, unless it's some like Mandela effect, they tried to get like they still want to get that part in there.
But it's Lion King 1.5. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where I'm getting 1.5 from. I think it's Mandela effect hitting me again.
But no, I'm sure he'll kill the Quiet Place spin-off.
I think he will. I think
that'd be the best Quiet Place film.
I think I could.
It will be.
We have no idea. I mean, because quick side. It's 2021, so it's still relevant. I thought Quiet Place 2 was okay. Mm-hmm. It was fine. I liked it. So I gave it like a 3.5. I was like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay.
Perfectly fine film to like just have on.
Yeah.
Like I watched it in a cinema, but like I was like, like it's just well telling. Keep it on. It's good. There's some really good like bits in it. Cillian Murphy was good in it. I think my problem with that one was like it didn't like progress. Yes. Like it kind of just ends the same way. Also, the ending in that film was really abrupt. Yeah. Like I remember the end. I was like, oh, it's finished. Yeah. Like it ends like.
I get you.
Like I remember, like I was so shocked that it was the end. Not because because the first one has I love the ending to that. Like I was like, that's fucking sick. Like that gave me like a probably like adrenaline rush. Like when I watched it. But then now I was like, oh, okay, it's finished.
Quiet Place, sure. You know what? Spin-offs, sure. Give me, sure, why not?
Yeah, like I do think they're wearing the premise a little thin.
It's because it's not the most intricate.
There's not really much you can do.
No.
What else can you do other than...
It's just people surviving, innit?
Gotta be quiet, guys. Like, that's it. Like, that's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some interesting ideas in the second one.
Yeah.
But that you know, like, oh, like, here's this place that still has electricity, and you know, because it's like away from everywhere. It's like this like totally deserted island where everyone's like in this like happy little town, and then it gets blown to fucking bits in like 10 minutes. Like, so this whole bit was basically just wasted. Because then eventually the monsters are on there. Because one of them like snuck on. Like it's like
Always.
it's like the Lost World. Like, but yeah, like I don't know. Part two was like, it was one of those where I was like, yeah. But anyway, I was like, but I hope he is good for that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It just brings Nicolas Cage. It's just Pig again.
I would love that. A quiet pig. Number one.
But my number one film of the year
Drum roll.
is West Side Story.
Oh, the new Stevie G joints. Stevie G. It's not Stevie G. Stevie S.
The new
Stevie S.
I've never been too fond of Steven Spielberg, to be honest. Like, all his films. I mean, he did Ready Player One.
What are you talking about?
Brilliant film. Sorry,
That's the best film.
It's the best film ever made.
Cheer the shit, Alicia.
Reddit. He did. I like Catch Me. I love Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
There are Steven Spielberg's films I love.
Yeah, like he's obviously Jaws.
He's obviously fantastic.
Obviously, he's a great director, but I think it's more so. I think his recent output's really lazy.
Yeah, and I've never really had a Steven Spielberg film where I've been like, yes, that, all of that, in my face right now. I've never had one of those until now, where this is my favorite film since like 2017, probably. Since like 24 frames. Yeah, that feels fair. West Side Story is... It's obviously a remake. I haven't seen the original.
Neither have I. I've not seen either.
I don't know why I haven't seen the original, to be honest. Because it's always been a film where it's like, this is so aggressively my thing. But I just haven't for some reason.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Because it meant that I saw this remake in fresh eyes. Which is good because it is very, very, very good. Steven Spielberg knows how to manhandle a camera. And that man can manhandle a camera like no one's business.
Some of the shots I've seen in the trailers are kind of cool. I like this, like a shot of like a gun.
Yeah, just imagine that level of shot throughout the entire film for like 2.5 hours. Meanwhile, I'm wanking in the back of the cinema to any shot in the film. The performances are brilliant. People say Ansel Elgort breaks the film with his performance. I disagree. I think he's good.
Oh yeah.
He breaks the film with his morality.
He breaks the film for being a fucking bev.
Yeah, but his performance is fine.
Yeah.
The film is fantastic. Rachel Zegler is a genuine talent. Genuinely fantastic. I think it's Ariana DeBose, the girl who plays Anita. Fantastic. Mike Feist is fantastic. Everyone's fantastic. It's my favorite like cast.
Yeah.
If Emilia Jones was in there, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But genuinely, it's brilliant. Like the musical numbers, it feels like Steven Spielberg's been wanting to direct a musical his entire life.
I think he's literally said that before as well. Yeah.
Because like
to do that for a while.
It feels like he takes these musical numbers. He's like, what can I slap in here? What techniques can I use? What kind of cool, interesting stuff can I do? How can I stage it? And it just everything feels so alive. It's so beautiful. It's so brilliant. It's so funny. There's like a police station bit which is just so like genius, brilliant, and fun. And the whole film, it's like so engaging and everything. And it's just There's one particular shot with a puddle. That is one of my favorite, probably my favorite shot of the entire year, just straight up. And the musical numbers. Yeah. Obviously the songs are really good. It's West Side Story. Obviously the songs are really good. Maria, 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 Maria. Yeah.
I was living in America. That's the only song I know.
It's
How is that song in the film?
Really good.
Is it? Yeah. Because that's like the only one I know.
The musical numbers are really, really good. It's long. That's the only thing I have against it. Is it's probably
but again, the original's long as well.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. I obviously haven't seen either or. But I think from what I know, I think people said that this one's closer to the Broadway version.
That makes sense.
Than I think the original was.
I think there's probably would I say it's one. No, I don't know. The musical numbers are where it shines the most.
Mm.
There's maybe be one too many musical numbers. just in terms of the overall length of the film. But aside from that, the pacing's really, really solid. And the film is genuinely fantastic. I saw it in cinemas. Definitely worth risking COVID for. There's a phone ringing in the background. We'll ignore that. It is a genuinely...
It's a Christopher Nolan.
It's Christopher Nolan calling
he's like, so you'll recommend West Side Story, but you won't recommend Tenet? Fuck you.
I know my like 2 picks have been big, big films that, I'm going on about, support indies, support independent cinema. And then I'm here
watching a Steven Spielberg
watching Steven Spielberg and Dune. So I know I'm not really living up to my promises.
Yeah, I am, though, on the other hand.
You are.
Not to brag.
But genuinely, I think this year has been quite brilliant for mid-high budget cinema. Ignoring Marvel, because even Zack Snyder's Justice League, the last Duel, the films that they're putting money into, when they're not Marvel, are really good.
I think the problem is just that those aren't making money.
Exactly.
It's like they're good films, they're fantastic films, but then there's no money going into them.
Well, exactly.
Like, they're just dying, and it's so sad.
And so I think that this year shows to me that I definitely think 2020's maybe missed these kind of films. Because if I look at my favourite films of 2020,
because
my favourite films of 2020 were The Father, Sound of Metal, Straight Up, Martin Eden. These much smaller films. My favourite films these year have generally been a lot bigger films, because I think I've missed the sense of bigness in some ways, that sense of scale that have kind of made me go, this, you know what?
Yeah.
Cinema.
It's weird for me, because I feel like for me it's been the opposite.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been more into I feel like a lot of my stuff this year has been indie.
Yeah.
Like obviously The Matrix.
Yeah.
But Matrix, Malignant to some extent, which although I guess that's technically more mid budget, but horror. But I like a lot of the titles that I've been looking at have been indie. A lot of my favorite stuff has been
fucking Small Engine Repair, whatever the hell that is.
Small Engine Repair.
Yeah.
No one's fucking seen it.
But no, that's definitely a thing. Next year, I definitely want to try and make sure I'm watching a lot more. To be fair, I have been watching a lot of indies. I think I just want to make sure I'm watching more.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. I'm gonna watch The Souvenir soon.
Yeah.
The new one, because part 2's coming out.
Souvenir's class.
I've never seen the original.
It's good.
But I saw the trailer for it before I saw Licorice Pizza, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the original and then watch this one. This looks alright. It does look like something I usually watch, but I was like, okay.
2022 is about taking risks.
Yeah, it's it's a new me.
Exactly. New
I'm
year,
gonna I'm maybe I'll watch a musical. No, I won't. But
So that's the thing is, I'm really into my big musicals. Dear Evan Hansen. No.
I just can't get into them.
No, that's fair.
But then I'll be like, oh, I'll watch a musical. Then I'll watch Dancing in the Dark.
No, La La Land is my favourite film of the last decade. I'm into these kind of musicals.
Yeah.
West Side Story for me is that is it. I knew it was going to be my kind of film.
Yeah.
It was so obvious to tell.
Because it definitely, and I think as well, even though I'm not really interested in it, I think there's a lot of passion that I've seen from Spielberg, and I think it's nice to see him do something that doesn't feel so
BFG.
Yeah, or The Post.
Yeah.
Or Ready Player One.
Bridge of Spies.
Where it's just where it's just making these films and there's just I can't feel the passion.
Yeah.
It's just
you wonder what happened.
Yeah, it's whereas I feel like with this one, it's this feels like something he's been wanting to make, whether it's a new West Side Story or just a musical in general.
No, I get you.
Whether it's because it is something he's been wanting to do for years, and I think he said that a lot. I think even years ago he's been he wants to do one day he wants to do a musical.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what he's doing next. Actually, I do know. Isn't he making his own version of Belfast basically?
Probably. I know there's that and there's Indiana Jones 5.
Is he? But he's not directing that.
Is he not directing that?
That's James Mangold, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not doing it. I think Steven Spielberg's next film is a biographical.
I just realised, what the hell are we doing? Where's King Richard and where's Belfast and where's the Oscars? Don't look up. Anyway, speaking of Oscars.
Speaking of my number one is Don't Look Up. Psych! My number one film is Titane. Oh. Now,
the most insane film of the year, easily.
Now, you see, I usually hate French people, but I will admit they went off on this one. We're
gonna get cancelled one day.
Yeah, 100%. Fuck it. So, Titane was a film that I heard about.
Yeah.
When it premiered at, I think it was at Cannes.
I've been telling you to watch this film quite.
You've also been, and it's been on my radar, like, because I've seen Raw, which was that director's first film, and I really liked Raw. Yeah, it was really, really good. So I was like, okay, like, but I think what made me more curious was I was like, okay, it's a new film, I'll watch it when it comes out. But then it won the Palme d'Or, which I was like, what the fuck? Like, how did this win that? I didn't know anything about the plot. Yes, so I was like, okay. I was like, okay, maybe I'll watch it, and then I'll, maybe it'll change. But maybe I'll be okay. Now I understand. I still don't.
No, I don't get it.
How the fuck did that win?
I don't get it at all.
Was that just a slow year for them, maybe, and they just didn't have much?
I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it deserves it.
No, yeah. It's not that it doesn't deserve it. It's more so that they would never usually give that award to a film like that.
Like, yeah, like it's mad. But it is one of the most bonkers out of my mind films I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it's so, like, basic. I mean, it's even hard to like really describe what it's about.
Yeah,
because it's kind of just so it's about a woman who she gets into a car accident at a young age, and then she basically has this like surgery on her brain, and I guess what this thing has done, it doesn't really help her.
No.
Let's say. Doesn't really, let's just, and it's a couple of years later, and she was in this car accident, but she's not scared of cars.
No.
She loves cars.
She really loves cars.
Maybe loves them a little bit too much. So, so she's been, so she's doing all this, she's loving, she's loving all that. She's loving the cars. She works, she's like modelling with these cars and like it's not like a strip club, but it kind of is. Yeah. But with like a lot of cars. And then she's also killing people. Yeah. Killing people in very specific ways. Away, by stabbing them in the ear.
Yes.
Which makes for a very gruesome film.
Yes.
Eventually she gets to a point where she can't really do the stabby stabs anymore.
No.
And she has to basically go off and run away. And then, so she ends up crossing paths with a firefighter. And then it goes kind of nuts from there.
I'm hesitant to explain the plot after that because
that to me is like I would not go any further than that.
Yeah.
That is like because every time I've seen the plot described, that's where people stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Because to be fair, like the film is kind of like split into two, almost like because that beginning bit before for the firefight so like lasts like quite a while.
Yeah.
So the first like 45 minutes of the film are like really graphic.
Yes.
Question: did you find it funny? The first like 45 minutes.
So the first 45 minutes is up and
like okay, so the scene when she's making out with the new girl at that place, the one who had like the nipple like piercing.
Yeah.
And she kills a bunch of people in that film. When I went to go and see it, my audience laughed within tears, and I admittedly was laughing quite a bit as well because I thought that was actually really funny. In a very dark way. Yeah. Like the whole because basically she's just in this house. She's having to kill a bunch of people, but I'll keep it vague. It's not really spoilers, really. It's kind of just, but she kills one person, then there's another person, and then there's another person, and basically she thinks she's just killed one person, but there's like 5 or 6 people in this house.
Yeah.
And I do think it's a really funny scene to me. I was like surprised and I was laughing as hard as I was because it's such a goofy scene. Yeah. But then it's weird that like the film has such a contrasting tone where you'll watch that, but then there'll be like a scene when like fuck off, because of like the gore. It's like
the body horror is probably the most effective body horror I've seen.
It's insane. Like even little things like the thing of like when the new girl had like this strip club car place, gets her hair stuck,
Yeah.
and they're trying to get it out, and she eventually just like rips the fucking hair out. That I was like, like that made me feel horrible.
Yeah.
And like, there's so many scenes like that. And obviously, like, you know, one thing that I think Raw had as well is like, this director really loves when people scratch your things. Scratch your things to a very uncomfortable degree.
Yeah, that.
There's a lot of scenes like that, and there's a lot of scenes where it's really hard to explain this film because it's fucking nuts, but also it's weird to watch a film that's so gruesome and fucked up as Titane.
Yeah.
But that I watched it, and at the end I was like, "Aw." Like,
no, the ending is the ultimate art.
It's actually a really lovely ending.
Yeah,
which is so weird to say, considering the type of film it is. I won't spoil the ending, but like the ending I watched was like, oh,
yeah.
I was actually like a really like, I hate using this word because I'm not a Redditor, but like wholesome.
No,
it's a really like lovely ending.
Yeah,
and like I was like, yeah, like that. And I think what I like about it is like it didn't bog itself down too much in that just shock you. Like it shocked you in the beginning a lot, but then I liked how it completely changes gears in the second half. Like, it completely tells it. It's almost like two films in one, but they go together really well.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the last time I watched it that year, and I was just amazed by it. I was like, because I was expecting to like it, because it was like, it's right up my alley. It's like exactly the kind of stuff I enjoy, but like, I didn't expect to love it the way I did.
No, I get
like,
you.
I really liked Raw, but this fucking knocks Raw right out of the water. Yeah. Like, it's not even close. Like, I'm like officially like, okay, like this director, whatever she makes now, I'm on board.
Yes.
She's incredible. And
no,
like,
she kills it.
Yeah. I was, oh my
it's
god.
It's fantastic.
I still have no idea how it won that award.
It's mad to me that it did. I'm so annoyed it didn't get nominated for the Oscar.
It's not even in the shortlist.
That's what's fucking in the shortlist.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I was thinking, okay, it's probably not going to get nominated. It's too weird for them. But the fact it wasn't even in the shortlist.
That's so sad.
They obviously just completely... Because I was thinking that award at Cannes, that's like kind of... I feel that's almost like a default. Like that the Oscars at least give it more attention.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty prestigious award for any film to get. Yeah. That's like the top award at the Cannes Festival, I think, isn't it? Like that's like the... Or at least every film...
It's the biggest film festival award.
Yeah, at least like when someone wins it, people are like, oh...
Yeah, exactly.
This film won the so-and-so awards. Like, people pay attention. It's like when Joker won that...
Golden Lion?
Yeah. That was a pretty big deal. I was shocked at that. Now, see, I love Joker, personally. We live in a society. But, like...
No.
But, like, I was shocked at that.
Yeah.
Like, I could not believe that it won that.
No, I get you.
Like, it made me more excited for the film. Because, like, what? Like, what are people seeing in it? Like,
yeah.
Because they won, like, I was like, okay, it's playing in that show, but I was like, oh, well, play it in and that's the end of it. But the fact they won that award was insane. Because there was some pretty steep competition there, I think, as well.
Yeah.
If I remember right, there was some pretty good films that would have easily won it. But, no, like, Titane was one of those films that just, I mean, I'm not surprised the Oscars ignored it, because Oscars ignore anything that's vaguely genre, horror kind of stuff.
Thanks,
like,
Oscars.
Yeah. Even though Titane's not like a direct...
Thanks for making it hard to support you.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the Oscars anymore.
I love the Oscars, but more from a betting standpoint than an actual...
Yeah. It's like, you enjoy the game.
I enjoy the game more than I don't care, like, if a film's an Oscar winning, I don't really... Like, obviously I screamed when Parasite won. But that's
that was... Yeah, because that was more like, for me, like, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, okay, Parasite's got foreign language in the bag.
Yeah.
It's easy, because, it's like,
yeah.
foreign language... Parasite, it's, that was the biggest film. Like, I was like, it's no real competition. You could just give it now, because it was like, that was obviously going to win it.
It was guaranteed to
win.
But
it was like, it won like director, and like, I think, did it win like, how many did it win? It was 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It won writer, did it?
Original screenplay, director, international, and picture.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like that was so amazing. And then like, and then I think Nomadland won like the next year, and I was like, okay.
Nomadland, I was like, okay, cool. I don't care, but thanks.
I have no idea what's gonna win it this year. We'll probably do a predictions episode.
We'll do a reacting to it. Like,
we'll probably do something when the Oscars come around. But either way, like Titane not being in there, A, doesn't shock me, but B, still really disappoints me.
Yeah, completely.
Just because I was like, yeah, of course it's not gonna get in, but I was also like, but I wish I wish there was at least some possibility that the Oscars understood that is a really good film and should be there.
No, completely.
But I guess not.
But it is a fantastic film.
It's incredible. People need to watch Titane. It is.
They do.
Watch it, but don't like look into it if you haven't like heard of it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen the trailer for it.
Same.
I'm don't
curious. I'm curious what's in the trailer.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how much that shows. I'll say this as well, a quick aside. Small Engine Repair, do not watch the trailer for that film.
Does it give it away?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Gives it away, basically, from beginning to end.
Genuinely, I mean, I think it's fair to say that all the films we've talked about today are at the very least worth watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single one of these films, even if you don't like them, I'd still recommend giving them a go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to watch films from this year, I'd recommend watching these 20.
Yeah, at least watch them.
Yeah, exactly. But I think we felt it's a fair note to wrap up on.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Hope you guys enjoyed our best films of 2021.
Yeah, this is the longest one as well.
2.5 hours.
Fuck yeah.
We did it.
Let's go.
We did it, Reddit.
We did it, Reddit.
For all of you guys who complained about the first episode being too long.
Did anyone complain about the episode being too long?
I'm sure someone in their head did.
Well, if you did, fuck you.
Mm.
We don't listen to that.
And also, this one's even longer, so enjoy.
It's even longer, so enjoy. We made it just for you. Just for you. God, we'll go 4 hours next time.
Literally, we'll just keep pushing the boundary out. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna make Santanago.
Yeah.
We're just gonna make that, but in podcast form.
We need to make a 24-hour podcast. Imagine our voices will be dead. We would die.
We would just be on the floor by like hour 5. But hopefully you guys enjoyed.
Do you want to like post our letterboxes as well, maybe?
Yeah, letterbox would be our 2021 list.
Yeah, we both have them. If you want to see everything that we've seen, because technically, Titane's not my number 1. It's Midnight Mass, but that's a mini series.
It's a mini series.
It's a mini series.
And if you want to see the actual order, mine's because I presented it in a weird order just because of based on what I wanted to talk about. So if you want to see my actual order, that's down below. And we'll if you're watching on Spotify, follow. You can rate us on Spotify now. Yeah.
I don't know that. Yeah.
So rate us 5 stars on
5.
Spotify. Yeah. Or else we'll punch you in the face.
Yeah. Do not give us any lower than 5. If you do, I know where you live.
Exactly. I know where you bloody live.
I live in your walls.
And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Follow us on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Follow us on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Like, comment.
Do everything. Share.
Exactly.
Do whatever you
Tell
want.
your mum.
Yeah. Tell your dad.
Tell your dad. Tell your baby. Yeah. Tell your baby Annette.
Tell your baby. Tell your car baby.
Definitely tell your car mid intercourse.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.